you just need a little bit of a refresher as to what's going on in our campaigns, you can find that information over on our fandom wiki. There you'll find info about our PCs, our NPCs, and write-ups of all of our past episodes. But if reading isn't really your thing, you can also find arcs of our campaigns summarized in neat little 10-minute videos over on our YouTube, where you can also catch all of our past broadcasts. Thanks so much for watching, and welcome in! Ding!
Dice Dragon, just use the code, get 10% off your first order. Shop today. New adventurers will get some things like a sticker pack with 3 stickers, free downloadable PDF adventure, a free mystery dice set. It's so sick. Hold on to your skull, cause it might split. SkullSplitterDice.com. Hurry now, bring some new dice home. SkullSplitterDice.com. Hurry now, bring some new dice home.
Don't self-deprecate at the breakfast table.
You put that down right now!
We don't live forever, it just has to exist longer than I do. The fucks I give are over there.
Coffee can be weird sometimes.
Okay, well,
I am going to be a nightmare if this continues. Come kill me like a man, you cuckold!
I'm Peach. Hello, Moon. We're both objects. I cast Meat Shield.
I brought a guest. You don't have good ears, and I said.
Oh, she's immune. Fuck you, me! Your mother.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to the show.
Alec, you just looked at Parker with the disdain of a teacher.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. We are live with our 90th session.
Oh my god!
Conundrum Company. Guys, that's a lot of D&D. That's a lot of
90
D&D to
sessions,
play
in fact.
over a
That's
little over
at
2
least
years.
300 and something hours.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Oh, good lord.
600 minutes.
Thank you.
In today's Rent episode,
Tick tick boom.
Good move.
Also a great
Happy
musical.
birthday.
Hey, guys, Conundrum Company is here, and we will be, this is how we're bringing it back in. We will be doing that shortly, but first we have some brief announcements for you, starting with Parker, who's back. Hi, Parker!
Hi, Parker.
Oh, yes. Thanks for being here with us today. Make sure to follow us on social media to have access to our monthly schedules. But if you'd like to know what we're doing for the next week, we have Off the Rails on Friday at its normal time. We have Conundrum Company at its normal time on Saturday. And then the Super Dylan will be taking us on an adventure for Roundtable this coming Sunday. So.
And there's Lore Dump live on Monday.
Thank you.
Shit.
Sorry,
I don't
Parker,
have the announcements up here with me.
Parker is running remote from an undisclosed location, 30 feet below me.
Yeah. Now disclosed location.
Yeah, there you go. So, 2 birds, 1 stone, if one of you want to take us out. Thank you, Parker.
Jesus fucking Christ, Josh.
What?
Josh just said if you want to murder us, we're in the same spot.
Hey, it's
I'm
going to
not
be
paying
easier
a lot
for
of
you.
attention.
Yeah.
Easy target.
It's a special deal. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah. Thank you. See, Sean gets it. Guys, none of this awesome programming or self-inflicted death threats could occur without our awesome sponsors over at
Whoa, hold on. Before you say that, can we put a little space between what you just said and our sponsors? The fuck was that? None of these death threats could be brought to you any other way than by our sponsors.
Without our sponsors. We wouldn't be here without them saying the things we're saying. Please don't cancel. I'm kidding. This is all a bit, Skull Splitter. Please don't drop
for
this.
legal.
Skull Splitter.
Speaking of split skulls, my own.
Skull Splitter dice, guys. Not only do they sponsor our programmings and the stupid shit that comes out of my mouth, but they also sponsor the giveaway that we are running this month, which you can get in on during the break. !win will get you entered. Followers get 1 entry, subscribers get 2. If you're going to subscribe to it beforehand, it's not retroactive. We're running that during the break. We'll be drawing it at the end of the month, which is, well, we're most of the way there. We got a week or so more, so stick around for that, okay? Sean, over to you.
I would like to talk about our charity for this month, which is a fantastic organization. The National Asian Pacific American Women's Forum. The name always gets me every time. I gotta read it because I get lost. It is a fantastic organization that helps these Pacific Island and Asian women in their communities, helping empower their voices and make choices that affect them. More specifically, it is a very good cause. And if you'd like to support them, there is a link below our stream. Big button called Donate. Go ahead and click on that. It'll take you right where you need to go to donate any amount of money you can give or all of the money you have. Those are the two options. Also, if you've had a self-deprecating thought in the past 24 hours, please look at the rules on the website. You have to give them $5 at least. So those are your 3 options I've given you. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys very much for helping.
Thank you, Sean. Does anybody else have anything they would like to announce?
We love you.
Perfect. Immaculate. Wonderful. Guys, are we
My
ready to
name's
play some
Alec.
D&D?
Sorry.
Oh! Hi. Hi, Alec. Welcome.
Hey,
Good to have you here, bud.
I love you so much.
When did I get here?
Josh has kidnapped me and I'm in a cave.
Hey!
Thank you, sponsors!
Thank you, sponsors!
We're admitting a lot of really good things here. Parker, shush. Okay. That's a terrifying
I
thing
won't
to say
get
on the
food if I do.
Parker. Shush.
That's
I'm
not.
kidding. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, we're good to it's good to have you. Okay, guys. All right. Are we actually ready to play D&D?
Yeah.
Alec,
Yeah.
any self-proclamations you'd like to make? You good? Okay. The call out. Here we go, guys. We rejoin our heroes in the beer garden of the Thungfriend Academy for Adventurers. Having defeated Leomund in his mindscape the day before, the party had returned to Castle Scody, the captured rogue archmage alive but unconscious. As Baldur was escorted to the medical tent by King Scody and Carrick Bonemeal, the rest of the party headed into the castle dungeons along with Mordenkainen. In the medical tent, Carrick attempted to restore Baldur's arm and leg, but to no avail, the cleric exclaiming that it was as if the arm had never existed. Healed up as best as could be done, Baldur was given a combat wheelchair and escorted into the dungeons to join his companions. Down in the depths beneath the castle, the group set to rousing and questioning the so-called Father of Obedience. After pressing and goading Leomund, the party was able to gather that the 5 artifacts are Knox's key to returning to the prime material plane. They also discovered that whoever wields said artifacts would become bound to Knox. The rogue archmage divulged that he had found himself in the halls of Knox by wielding the blade within Shar Menoth, the temple where Knox had pierced the void in order to kill Aragorn. The strangely distracted Leomund went on to explain that in doing so, the sword had been left behind, meaning his trip had been one way, and he had essentially been trapped within the halls of Knox until the demigod had seen fit to release him. The party began to ponder how to tackle this issue. Zahl offered that Ashi use the blade, while Mortin offered up himself, explaining that it would be better that someone who isn't handy with the vile implement be the one to use it. A quiet understanding formed, with the circle leaving the 2 artifacts in the hands of the adventurers, the mages taking Leomund into custody. Returning to their rooms in the castle, the party bedded down for a much-needed long rest. The following morning, leveraging teleport, they returned to Greyhawk, convening shortly with Mordenkainen before heading into the city in the hopes of procuring some new limbs for Baldur. A jaunt through the city found them at the Thungfriend Adventurers Academy. Baldur was surprised to find himself fitted out with a magical arm and prosthetic leg. Taking a moment to test out the limbs on one another, the party was granted a brief respite from the weight of the conflict still raging back in Kioland. As they made their ways towards the shaded garden, still green with the protection of Greyhawk's shields despite the winter months, they found themselves being pulled back to the present as Mortin reminded them of what was proceeding in the rest of the world. It is midday on God's Day, the 25th of Sunseb, 591 CF. And the day, my friends, is yours. You find yourself in this sort of quite well-kept, not overly done beer garden. Small little seating areas and isolated spots where groups of individuals can sit and converse. Not rowdy, and a lot of like small kind of trees arching up and providing shade on sunnier days for the space. And with that, I hand it over to you.
Cake and stew. Right? That we're doing?
Do we see cake?
There is like a small like refreshments table that there are little cakes already pre-cut and some tea set out.
Nice.
Neat.
I grab tea and a cake. And I sit down.
Okay, you
All
find
is
yourself.
all in that action.
You find yourself a little spot where there are kind of an assortment of about 5 chairs that are placed around this small table. They're like these kind of pretty wrought iron, intricate lattice work chairs that are just kind of resting in this sort of gravel paved area that is surrounded by these little gardens.
We talked to Liam, and I mean, you guys talked to him more than I did. How was that?
Ooh.
Yes, how was that?
Big.
Concerning. A
I
little
feel
sad.
Like, yeah. I feel like a man who really truthfully believes that he was making the correct decisions in life, but ultimately wasn't. And is kind of finally coming to grips with that, maybe? Hopefully? Think? Possibly? I don't know.
Oh.
He gave us a
Really bad
warning
insight.
that bears repeating, though.
Hmm?
If we don't take care of Knox now, someday in the future he will get a hold of these artifacts and he will use them to return to the material plane.
Well, that was kind of him to give us that warning, I guess.
Do we have any idea how to destroy any of these things? Any
Well,
thoughts?
I mean, if you destroy the source, then the things are just kind of there, you know?
Well,
Right?
sure,
How
but
it works.
It's an idea, but
We don't know how they were made. Dropping them in a volcano feels good, but who knows, maybe in 1,000 years they would still remain intact and someone would discover them in a extinct volcano.
yeah.
true.
Well, gonna have to figure out how to get to whatever this thing is. I'm blank on some of the details there, but it seems like a good step, right?
Going after the big eyeball.
Sure.
I don't know a ton about different planes, but possibly we figure out how to get to specific parts of planes. You know what I mean? Because it's on a specific plane. I could probably get us there.
Do we have any idea for certain what plane? Really?
He said himself the Astral Sea. There was a door there that he pulled a piece off of.
So go through the door?
That
Well, the
would
door is on the Astral Sea if you're looking to get there.
I could get us to the Astral Sea.
like he said, the key to the door is the sword.
Right.
We
One of
have the
us
sword.
would have to attune to it, but that would tie us to this thing. One of us, at least. I think, as much as I...
Wait.
Go for it.
No, sorry.
No, please.
We don't know what happens to a person bound to Knox if we destroy Knox. We don't know if they're set free or if they're killed as well.
Do we think it's like a killed soul never existed kill, or like a 300 gold piece diamond kill?
Boulder's arm and legs cease to exist. I doubt it's that sort of easy a fix.
Wishful thinking.
It's
I
a fair.
suppose.
It's a fair question, but yeah, we have to assume the worst. I think Morton's right. With what these things can do, I imagine the tie that this entity has on the people it affects is deeper than just life itself.
But we have a key to a door we need open, and the key only works if one of us possibly dies.
Correct.
And just to reconfirm for you guys, because the Leoman thing was jaunting, and that's on me. Leoman indicated that the door on the astral plane, he went there, retrieved a piece of it, and
Brought it
used it in
somewhere
his
else.
process at Sharminoff. That is correct, yeah. I just want to make sure that's clear. 'cause
Got it.
That's on me.
Thank you. No, we appreciate
Yeah.
it.
But there is
I
also
do-
the door.
I
So,
do have a thought.
okay.
So we know that it corrupts a soul, correct? Like when you attune to one of these, it corrupts your soul. We know that up north they're minting soul coins, correct? Could we
Yes.
maybe, I don't know, trick it into corrupting a soul coin instead of our own soul?
No,
And
because
get the coin to open the door?
I was going to say.
Well, no, I meant like we could use that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any idea.
the
I'm
soul
trying to-
coin can't attune to anything. It can't
That's true.
bond
but I didn't
itself
know.
to an item.
I
Could we
didn't know
put a
if we could-
soul coin in those weird little automatonic robot-y things that we found in the Underdark that one time?
What?
Could we put a soul coin into a machine?
Oh, you want?
Can
Coin
we-
operated boy.
can
and
we-
then it opens the door.
So what you're asking is, can we create life?
Listen,
I'm just.
I make things happen by singing, so I don't think it's that ridiculous.
So we bring a machine to life and then trick it into dying so we can get inside this door?
Yes, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just
I-
dead.
I don't. I hate the idea of any of us.
What about Pap?
No.
Okay, but the robot is
Hey,
a problem.
listen, that was Salvatore. Oh, he's not here.
Hey, wait.
You
The
just
spirit
hear
of
on the wind Salvatore's voice.
Give
The
him
spirit of
mushroom.
Salvatore, wherever Salvatore is, just screaming, "Get the mushroom out!"
The other danger is that the key it didn't kill Leomund. It's not that it would kill you right away.
No, he said it was
Meantime,
left
you would be-
behind.
Right. But I'm
So-
saying that once you have attuned to it, you become someone in the service of Knox. So even if that is left behind, if we go there to fight him and one of us does his bidding, that is bad news for all the people around that person.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's also another layer to this.
Hmm?
He went there, the sword was left behind, and he wasn't able to leave until Knox let him leave.
Right, and Knox wouldn't let one of us leave.
And Knox can't leave because he went in there to kill the person who lived in there before him. There's a cycle going on here.
I mean, as I was saying, with proper time, I could probably get us out. If I also need to pick up. the-
Knox has had centuries,
Yeah,
Mm.
but Knox is sealed there.
and we won't be when we go in.
Thanks. Would we be sealed? We
Is
didn't
there a
kill
way
Knox.
instead of going
Because we
in
need the
and
key to
killing
open
it?
the door. If we don't have a way to get out, we're essentially walking into Knox's front yard where he's in control.
Could we just, instead of, I mean, I know we should, but I'm not entirely sure how we kill him. So is it not also a viable option to reinforce said door and
No, 'cause
destroy
things
artifacts?
need to get in there.
Yes, the problem is that that door being sealed is what broke death.
No, I
That
know.
is-
I mean, reinforce door for now while we figure out how to destroy objects that would allow him out?
I think by stopping Liam, that kind of was the reinforcement of the door, because they need to organize and have all the pieces together with the throne to bring Knox back. So I think we kind of did that part. We have time to think about this at least. We don't need to do this today, tomorrow. It's just as Liam said before, 1,000 years is probably ideal time to do this.
If we wait 1,000 years, that is 1,000 years of souls accruing in the astral sea who cannot move on.
Also, most of us won't live that long.
I meant it in a more figurative sense of that was a time limit if we really had to push it.
And that was a rough estimation.
I think
yes.
We should act as if people are suffering right now, which they are.
Yep.
Right.
But I think
one thing that we. Sorry, there's one thing that we haven't really. Liam went to the door, pulled a piece off, went back here, did his thing on this plane, and then got in.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of, I don't know how to say this in a different way, a ragtag group of people who kind of have been good at kicking doors in. Would it be possible to try to kick a door in?
Possibly open the door? Or find a different key?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an awful idea.
Or not use a key at all, just kick the door in as hard as we can.
We have been doing that for a while, yes.
That's what we've been, literally, that's why I'm saying it. It's kind of our thing.
You're not wrong.
Just break from game for a second. Sean, did you just look directly into the camera? Jesus fucking Christ.
We're gonna kick in the door that's been locked for thousands of years.
Yeah.
God, kick it open.
Hi. Yes. It's just a thought. I mean,
has anyone tried a crowbar?
I have one of those.
I
pulled the
I've heard that
crowbar
God
out.
loves crowbar.
Guys, Eragol's crowbar. I know where that is.
Right.
The giant astral crowbar that I've been sitting on for the last
Wait,
90
the Altus
sessions.
anchor. It's kind of shaped like a crowbar.
Wait a minute. Let me just bend this piece. It's actually a secret crowbar the entire time.
Sorry.
What if we found a way of communicating with Ouijas, who created the place where Knox is sealed away?
Ask him how to break the seal on the door.
The goddess of death.
I don't know how to be in this conversation right now because I was a different person.
What do you mean?
Sorry, Sean.
No, you're good.
How would we get in contact with a god of death?
Pray really hard.
You have to die.
We have to find a worshiper. We do.
We still have the amulet?
I'm wearing
We
it
do
still.
know the Reaper. Do we?
Still full of
Right.
it.
We do.
We do know
Well,
the Reaper. We know the Reaper's boss, right?
Who is now second hand. We call out his name, maybe he could be
What's
like...
their name?
Ooh. I got
I'm
yelled
not
at last
supposed
time.
to.
There
Oh.
it is. There it is.
So you know that Nerul has taken up the scribe
Yeah.
position.
So he can't speak.
He's on the other side.
They're waiting to see if,
Ah, I
Someone else
got you.
deals with them.
You're calling somebody else.
Hmm.
Nerul's not their name.
Zen! Reaper. Zen.
I don't think Zen was their name either. if I'm being
No.
honest. I'm gonna be
He
honest, I
did
don't
not
think
tell
Zen's
us his real name.
their name.
He also, you recall, him being pulled in the direction of Neildraw once whatever was being concealed by Liam fell, and is likely doing a lot of work right now.
Yeah, somebody was seen on the field with a scythe just going through the dead.
I mean, okay, I'm not really well versed with the gods, but sometimes people just talk to them, right?
Yeah, I did like my
do
whole life. But it ended up being my mom.
Could we do that?
I don't even know what triggered me talking to my own god. Let alone one that I don't actually worship.
I think Paul just gonna sit back.
In the beer
Okay.
garden. Cool, yeah.
Okay, alright.
We just I don't think we've met yet. Alderman, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You know what?
How do we arrange some sort of conversation? Went about how I thought.
I wanted to say something, but I was like, you know what? The silence is better.
Yeah.
I do want to
Can
say.
you send a message to a god?
I've tried to do it with
Yes.
Certaware, but it just hasn't happened.
You
Really?
can.
Yeah.
Either I or
Really?
Sunshine could.
Send a message to a god?
Oh.
Yes. The
Hmm?
Druid
Oh.
expended spell list has divination.
I do have divination.
I love Josh
single
being
question
proud of
concerning
being like,
specific goal.
"Mhm."
I don't think Mortin would do that.
Right.
But I am offering up the information.
I thought that divination. I didn't realize it was communicate with a
Mhm.
god.
Mhm.
It's weird that it's on the Druid spell list, but it's specifically a god.
Fuck it. I can try tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have to prepare it.
Give it some thought.
We can go
I-
shopping.
You just
grab
leveled
it.
up. I don't have that prepped yet.
Could you imagine if Button had the foresight to be like, you know what, divination is what I think I need for next session?
I think this one.
This
one's a
arbitrary
divination.
4th level spell.
Yeah.
All right, so we
That'd be a
wait-
Sloan move with fucking
Yeah, no shit.
whole the
Fire.
ground.
I'm
Don't
not
even
even
a different game.
I'm not gonna
Covering
lie to
stuff.
you. When we leveled up, I fully almost took communicate, like the communication with the gods spell. The fifth
Commune?
level one. I forgot.
Commune?
Yeah, commune.
Communicate.
There it is. I'm tired.
Commune DM.
Right here.
I almost minored in communications when we leveled
Are
up.
you forgetting the name of that spell in this context is
There we
incredible,
go.
Adam, and I love
Oh
it.
my
I almost took Tucky
where you-
good.
It's where you pull out your cell phone and you call commune and say, "Hey, tell Josh to tell us the information, please."
That's my favorite spell.
Yeah, it's called commune DM.
Holy fuck. Okay, so
So that's
we wait till
plan.
tomorrow, right? That's the plan, and then we reach
At dawn,
out
we
to-
talk.
At dawn, we make convo with a death woman. Person? I don't know.
A goddess
We-
of death?
Oh,
Okay.
A widow.
gender and
Ooh.
god.
I mean, we
skills.
can.
Oh.
She's
Ooh.
pissed because fucking.
She might be mad at us.
Not our fault.
We may or may not
I wasn't even there.
have not helped.
Well, you know, so people
We
say
could-
things happen.
Oh, you are responsible for that.
I mean,
Yeah,
we could
but-
spend the rest of
I
the
did
day.
yell into the void. I
We
hope
eat
she didn't hear
cake.
it.
We have some fun today. We go shopping. We sell some stuff. Yeah, we deserve fun. Let's be
The
real here.
world is sort of.
We deserve a little bit of fun here. Because
Oh,
we,
you're eating
what are
cake
we?
right now. That's a lot of fun.
What are we gonna do for the rest of the day then?
Taken
Fun.
tea.
And fun's gonna go straight to your hips.
Plan.
Okay, first of all, my hips are fucking
You
perfect.
sound like
Thank you
my
very
mom.
much.
Okay. That, I
We haven't
mean,
had a lot of time for fun.
is there
Oh my
anything we
God.
need here? Like, do we need get anything?
I need to pick up. Some.
I'm talking like I'm in charge, and this is not a good feeling. I'm just
Well, no.
fucking asking questions.
Welcome to my world.
Hi, Demi, pleasure to see you.
I know,
Uh,
sorry, I've been spacey.
Yeah, you're good.
I've been up in the air, if you will.
You chime in when it matters. and that's very good.
Thank you. Yes.
When the
No,
DM
but
has something he wants to convey, Demi had things to say.
You made me look really smart, and I appreciate it.
no, but I was just thinking maybe we go buy all of our stuff so that we're ready in case like we call tomorrow and we just like, oh yeah, just come in. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What?
We did just drop.
Yeah, we have a ton of magical items.
9,000 gold on an arm and a leg. That's how much it costs. We found
There
out.
you go. We put a price on it.
What?
Well, here, would you look at that?
We spent
But
what
I
on
figured-
what now?
I'm gonna,
You
What?
specifically,
You
gave Balder
specifically.
9,000 gold for his arm
Yep.
and his leg. Remember?
Yeah, that was
That was about 15 minutes ago.
We had to get it from the bag from you. You okay, Demi?
You
Is
looked
that
at
why
us-
my gold looks like that?
Yeah.
Probably.
that is my fault technically, but
Ooh!
I do have
I saw a
reach
big
of
pile
20
of
feet
money
now.
and I accepted. I'm sorry.
Money.
You know,
I thought that was the party funds if it's not.
It is!
Useful.
It
Okay,
is! I was just laughing because I was like, what? And then I looked at my money and I was like, oh.
That's less than I remember.
But we do have that. We also have that
Terrain?
Iron Stone to pick up, and this
Ooh,
Iron
all
Stone
right.
that we have.
I dropped the Iron Stone on the
We
table.
we
That's
also
not
have
mine.
That was nice.
That was hilarious. Oh, damn it.
What does the Ironstone do?
Charisma plus 2.
Which one is it?
Charisma +2. It's
Both
the
of
same
them
one
are
that we got.
charisma
We have a
+2.
second one now.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
No,
it's
it
very
works
good,
great because
actually.
we have
why?
2 people who need that.
It's both.
made-
We're both.
There you go, guys. Perfect.
pick the rock.
Balder got it.
No. I said who's gonna take the rock? Well, I don't need the rock. No. No.
I've been gunning for that rock all week.
A Balder move.
Balder's like, it's my rock now. This is what I need.
Jesus Christ.
No, but
Oh.
I figured that we could sell some stuff off because we have a lot of things. Figure out what a couple of things
Oh,
do.
Well, they
Whatever
got-
noise that was, I guess one of the kids is playing with something over there.
This cake's going straight through me.
Straight to your hips.
No, that was a different part.
Oh my god.
But I figured.
My ass.
I figured.
Commitment to Morton's like kind of confused existence, even when he says these things, is great.
But I figured at least we could handle all of that so that that's out of the way, and then tomorrow go deal with the god. I guess that's.
If she talks to us.
Man, let's hope.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a good idea. It does.
Also, we can go find that dealer to get you guys your own dolls.
I'm sorry?
The doll dealer?
Actually,
The what?
Oh,
You could call them dealers.
I don't know what they'd be called.
Doll dealer.
I'm looking to get some dragon.
You guys want to
thistle.
make some dolls?
I'm looking to get some dragon thistle and a doll made. Can you?
I gotta
oblige?
move these dolls across the border by tomorrow.
I got Mortin right here, little Peach.
Crack open their tummy, they're full of cocaine.
Oh, cocaine.
Oh my god.
All right.
Jeez. Okay,
But
so we
yeah.
can sell things, get rid of things.
Also, I need to stop by and pick up something that is going to help us immensely in the future.
Do you
What's
want
that?
this Ironstone? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
sure. Use it. If you're not going to.
You can take it. No, it's fine. We have another one.
Yeah, we have to go get it,
Somewhat.
though. But, yeah, I need a tuning fork for planar travel. May have figured
Planar
out
travel.
something. I keep on getting pulled to different planes in new ways, and I think I've kind of
Tuning
cracked it with my magic, so I think
Does
if
it
I'm
only play
correct-
one pitch? Does it only go one place?
I have no clue how it works. Just know that that's probably what I need because that's what I've seen used.
We can look.
Yep.
This would be the place to do so.
Thought. So, but yeah, sure, I'll take it. Does anybody want the ring?
What a ring.
Ring of invisibility.
Anyone need that? Balder.
Boulder.
I think I have an attunement slot open.
Also, this cloak of displacement.
Oh,
yeah.
he
I was
will-
about
he will-
Sunshine pulls out the Rod of
Oh.
Alertness. Does anyone want
Oh
this?
god!
Okay.
Everyone puts the magic. There's this pile
Yeah,
of
oh, yeah.
magic items
That's
on
what I
the
was-
table
I will.
in front of you.
If
guys.
you are
Yeah, God.
actually
swap.
offering up the cloak of displacement, I will take that off your hands.
I've been offering it up for 3 days now.
Takes
I
it.
offered it the whole way here. You didn't.
I think
Ooh, I have these,
don't
and
think
I
I was
hold up the
listening.
Ganofian air boot.
I'm not nothing nervous. Yeah,
Yeah, you can absolutely have the cloak.
I
of
also have the
Okay.
phase venom bracelet. Just
Jesus.
This is what I'm saying. We can go sell stuff today, so we don't have to carry this into battle with us. Because if we're going into a big fight, this is gonna weigh us down a lot.
I carry a lot of it.
I know, but like, I'm trying to help you empty the bag, and then we get money back.
It only is 15 pounds. That's
I-
the wonderful
Is it?
thing about the bag.
Oh,
God, magic's so cool.
I'd be holding the ring and the rod and just going, damn it. Which one?
I mean, that's actually Zahl may be hitting on something. Maybe Maybe we could sell some stuff.
Right? That's what I'm saying. We sell this
Yeah.
stuff, we make some money. I don't know. We need to buy anything, we buy it, and then boom, we're in a better place. I don't know. I
It's
figured
fair.
we have. It's like noon. We have like an entire day left.
I just need to get powdered silver to talk to God tomorrow.
Oh my god.
And you guys would know that the component compound, you could look for tuning forks there and the silver there. What I will say is if you want to compile the items you want to sell, we'll figure out a way to do that in bulk so you're not jumping from store to store chasing a sale here. Okay? So decide what you're going to sell and keep, and we won't role play every single store.
That makes sense.
Because I don't want to do that to you guys. I don't want to do that to myself, and I don't want to do it to our audience.
That's
True that.
very fair.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
I think I'm going to take off my animated shield.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And take the Rod of Alertness and the Ring of Invisibility if no one else wants those.
Ooh.
Do it.
It's a very good combo.
Mortin with those things scares me. Yeah, I like that.
Is the animated shield attunement?
It is attunement. That's why I have to take it off. But it does give you a +2.
I
while
am
being
going
able
to
use
have to
two-handed weapons.
unattune from my other tattoo anyway?
Do you want the shield? You have it.
No, because I have to attune to Cloak of Displacement.
Okay.
Because that would be
Shield
attuned
plus-
to the Arcane Arm, the Oath Bow, and then the Cloak of Displacement.
If anyone wants it, the shield is
If that's
up.
fine, Josh. I can...
It gives you a +2 to your AC without needing to wield a shield.
Yeah. The shield is very good.
It is very good.
Shit. If I unattune from my arm, is it just a normal prosthetic?
It's just a normal prosthetic.
You could keep the shield on you and like just make decisions on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Like the magic that works the arm does continue to work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't allow for the extra oomph.
I mean, we could just keep the shield, and then if we want to switch it out, just switch it out. Day up. You know?
I'm just handing it to Boulder at this point, pretty much.
Fuck
You
it.
have it in your inventory. You can choose to sell it or.
I'm
use it.
sorry.
No, you're good. I wanted to make sure that part of it was, settled that way. We weren't sitting here with this ethereal shield.
I will also say, just for expediency's sake, you are able to retrieve that second Ioun Stone of Leadership.
Yay!
Oh, okay. I mean, that's yours.
We just need to teleport and then circle back. Get
Yeah.
it, circle back.
Where was it being crafted at again?
All the
It was
way
in
up
Use.
Yeah. So if there is, I will say, your call. If you have business to do in Yuz, then you are welcome to do so, Dorakar. But otherwise, you can quick spin it. But
Which
or
Ironstone
the
is
Galder's Speedy Courier.
+2 to charisma. So
Leadership.
Yeah.
You know what? Deus Ex Machina, because this is logistics, a tiny little imp creature that's like a flaming hot little sphere carrying a chest pops down in front of you, Demi, and opens the chest, and there's an Eon Stone of Leadership as Golder Speedy Covery delivers it to you.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
It's weird being on the other end.
It holds its hand out for a dip.
It
disappears.
I don't know.
I got to pay 25 gold to get here. What the fuck?
I wouldn't hit it.
There's a little plane of tiny courier elementals that just have a massive amount of gold stored somewhere.
They'll just sit around in an ethereal break room.
Yeah,
That's
chilling
incredible.
out, counting their gold and playing poker.
So this angel dude sent me to go to his angel girlfriend. That's fucking weird. Oh,
You should read some of these fucking letters.
Gotta go.
I attuned to that Ironstone and it didn't do anything for me.
It might be because your charisma's manually changed.
Modified.
What is your charisma?
What
It only
19
takes
right
it up to 20.
Did you manually change it to 19? Because I know the violin or your lute or whatever.
The
changes
lyre?
it.
Let me take a look here.
We can do this later though, guys. This is totally fine. I was just looking at it.
Mechanically, it should be 21.
I think
It
it only
maxes
takes
at 20.
The stone max is at 20?
Mhm.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
It'll at least get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm at 20 now.
I have
Did you
Timothy
attune?
Air Boots. I have Ring of Protection, yes. I have quite a few things that we could get rid of if we'd like. Phase Venom Bracelet.
I have the Pearl of Power. I have.
Chuck it.
God, we have so many things.
I'm keeping on my boots of elven kind because I like being a little sneaky.
Oh, my armor class.
John, you
dropped
did
back
take
to
the rod,
14.
correct?
I did.
Yeet.
I need to take off the ring of protection, so now I am once again.
I did the same with the
Yeet.
shield,
Weak
so
as hell.
Alec, you have that now.
And I took off the ring,
weak
so
as
you have that.
hell.
Hey, also, I have a ring of water walking. If
Oh
anyone
yeah,
wants
I
it.
remember that.
Wow.
Yeah.
The old days.
That one was fun.
Mhm. If anyone needs help swimming, you can have that. But
Yeah, you know me.
if not, I'll just hold it.
I need help. But no, I figured we could go sell some stuff and
Yes.
kind of make a day out of the rest of today, and then deal with gods tomorrow.
All right.
Oh,
Cool.
Where to first?
wherever Josh is gonna let us sell this shit.
I think
Yeah.
Josh is like, compile the stuff and let me know.
Yeah, there is a pawn shop
Yeah.
on the bridge that trades in magical items. They tried to cut you a little low last time, but I'll be nice and say that they're not like that today. That's the 9 Lives place. So let me know what you're selling on the list now, and we can do that really quick. What I have heard is Ganothian air boots, phase venom bracers. You've kept the ring of invisibility. You've kept the rod of alertness. You've kept the animated shield. You've kept the 2 ion stones. What else am I getting, guys?
Ring
guys
of
selling the boots?
protection.
Are you keeping the boots?
I mean, I just said I had them. I didn't know if anybody wanted them or if we wanted to sell them.
Anyone need to fly?
I mean, technically me, but I also need to do a bunch of other stuff that I only have 3 slots for.
That's fair. I'm good with what I have, so
Pearl of Power.
Pearl of Power is going?
That's fair.
chuck it all.
Okay. Anything else?
Staff the Woodlands.
Nope.
Absolutely kidding.
Throw that out of the window. Anything else? So I've got air boots, phase venom bracers, ring of protection, pearl of power.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes.
Okay. Please, as you're walking there, you converse amongst each other while I do some basic math.
Right.
I wonder
Do
what
we need-
prices we're going to get for these.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that's
Never
that's
heard
what
you
we're gonna do.
express any sort of care for the monetary before, Mortin.
I know, it's a strange fascination traveling with you city livers.
Do we
Yes,
need anything
us city
else to look
livers.
at? Oh,
Right.
You and me both, outsiders to this.
can this person
Let's
do
on a boat.
identify? I was going to ask really quick, Josh.
You're fairly certain, yeah.
Okay, can he identify what this dagger is that I'm carrying?
Oh, and
Yes, he
Scarin's
should.
armor. Didn't we get armor from him too?
Did we get
I'll have to
armor?
Check what that was. I believe so.
We got armor.
Yeah.
Let's
We got a
see.
bunch of stuff from Scarin we just kind of didn't.
Yeah, we
touch.
just quickly threw it in a bag and then
We had
like,
other stuff
jumped.
to do.
Yeah.
So,
Our friends
because I
died.
have his dagger, and then whatever armor Scarin had, I'd like to figure out what that is. Who knows?
Mr. Owl.
Juan Atuhu.
Now, who can folks check what they wrote down for the Scaran armor thing for me as well? While I'm doing this.
Did you give us a name? I thought you just said it was like.
Oh,
weird
that's
armor.
possible. But I'm asking if folks have that written down somewhere.
I just remember the dagger was like, you said it was like a kokery style dagger, but and I knew it was magical, but I don't.
I'll go back and check.
Sorry.
But in the meantime,
From Scarin, we got a small ring, leather armor, amulet with black hand, a greater healing potion, and an ethereal blade.
Ah, a lot
Yeah.
more than we remembered.
Yes, we should figure out what this is.
No,
Amulet,
thank
a
you
I was
for-
small
busy
ring.
trying and failing to get
You're
salvage
welcome!
from my lantern.
I was busy being dead.
This is how I cope with the
wasn't there
with the
yet.
death of my friends. Making jokes.
You were in chat.
Yeah.
I do love chess.
But yeah, that's what we have. Because
We
I
have
think
a knife, a ring, a necklace, and a potion.
Mhm.
and the leather armor.
Then the leather. Okay,
That
was
he
all.
had.
Thank God.
But I think the ring ended up being the invisibility
The
ring.
ring was the invisibility.
We have the
Oh.
greater healing potion. We
Yeah.
didn't figure out the amulet with the black hand, I don't think, or the leather
amulet
armor.
and dagger.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
amulet,
And
dagger,
yeah.
and armor. were the
And
three
armor.
main-
Amulet, dagger, armor.
Yay, super fun.
I'm just in a corner going, nasty.
So, all said and done on the 4 things you sold, you are going to come away with 10,500 gold pieces.
I love that for us.
Pretty good money.
Ka-chow.
There were some things
Oh,
worse than
look at
stuff
that.
in
That
there.
looks so much nicer now. So now the
Okay.
party fund has 20,300 gold.
Yay! We
I
got the money,
apologize for
money.
losing 2 limbs.
No, that's totally
Are you-
fine.
what?
Whoops.
What?
I done goofed and lost 2
Hey, whoopsie.
It's like you're talking to the American healthcare system.
Oh, it's funny because it's true and sad.
Yerp.
Oh no.
All right, where are we going to spend this cashola?
Yeah,
Or do we even need to? Because we all just barely fit these items onto our person.
I don't think we need to. Maybe healing potions, like
Is
the
there
nicer ones.
any of these shops called like no attunement required Emporium or
There should be.
full slots fold up, something like that? Some cool magic items. That,
It's just called full up.
yeah.
Sorry, guys,
Oh
I'm
my
multitasking.
It's like the little side section of one of the stores. It's like its own little, like, you know how they have like different rooms? It's just like a different room in the pawn shop where it's like, this is where you can go. You have no more
open
room.
slots, full slots.
The non-attunement magical item shop, right? That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I was mostly kidding, but if there is something like that, that would be great.
So, I will say, for 100 gold pieces, you're able to get these items identified for you with the cost of inflation. As you are doing that, however, what are our passive insights?
Right now?
Insight?
Yeah,
21.
21?
21.
11.
18.
Passive perception of 31, though.
10.
Same, bud.
Nice.
Okay.
We're standing back to back on the street corner.
I just my dumbass asked for insights, and it is actually perception. What I'm asking.
Oh,
you to do. I'm
31?
really kidding.
31. 24.
11.
Okay.
10.
Okay. Mortin and Sunshine would see this first, but followed by Demi. As you are handing over the armor to be identified, a piece of paper shifts out of a small pocket that was concealed within this thing.
Ooh.
Catch it like a leaf on the wind.
What's that? You have a piece of paper, and the individual who's looking at it is like, "Would you like me to identify that as well? It does appear to be magic." And he kind of adjusts the glasses on his face.
Is there anything
As
on
you're
it?
looking, it's
You said it
completely
does?
blank.
Oh.
You said it does appear to be magic? I'm deaf.
It does appear to be magic. The paper, as you look at it, turning it over, completely blank piece of paper.
Ooh, yes, please.
Very well. Give me some time here, and for the next 40 minutes, identify spells happen. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. The next 30 minutes, greater identify. Greater identify.
Hell
I made
yeah.
that spell. Fight me! It's so
She's
cool.
on my
There are
items.
3 pools. It's they figure out some of the shit you're wearing. The piece of paper
He's got a dime.
is a psychic document.
Oh, like Doctor Who?
Yeah, like Doctor Who.
Nice.
So that should be in your addable to your inventory. Essentially, it is a piece of paper that will reflect whatever the user needs it to reflect, or the reader is expecting to read.
Oh,
It's
shit.
literally
I love
psychic
that.
paper.
It's
Cool.
literally psychic paper.
Oh,
Nice.
cool as shit, dude.
The armor is last stand armor, studded leather.
Ooh.
And the blade is the phantom blade.
Gotta get
And
some more.
then the amulet is essentially, I call it the amulet of Knox, but it is the
Ooh.
Black Skull amulet.
Oh, that's rad.
Oh,
That kicks
we
ass.
We can't use that.
That's
Fine.
evil as
The
fuck.
the last stand armor, does that require attunement?
Of course
I
it does.
do
Yeah.
not believe so.
Really?
I'm looking
Let me
at it right
stand
now.
armor.
Last stand is an effect you can put on any armor, and they
doesn't
usually
require
don't require it.
attunement.
Yeah, it's the same as the adamantine. Those don't require it either.
Is okay. What's the differential between that and the scale?
It's probably less. It's a +1 for studded leather.
Yeah, the AC bonus is lower. It's still dex based. Scale, I believe, is dex as well. But it gives you the last stand function.
If you die while wearing this armor, it is destroyed. and each celestial, fae, and fiend within 30 feet of you must succeed on a DC save or be banished to their home plane of existence. Is that me? Do I do that?
Do I do that? Do I do that?
Oh, yeah.
You said it's studded?
Studded leather, yeah. With last stand on it.
Sorry.
Interesting.
+1 days.
No, you're good, guys.
Phantom?
We're doing...
Then,
This
what
is the
was
logistic.
it
Yes,
was
the Phantom Blade. I will allow you guys to... I'll tell you what, actually. I'll pull it up. Because you probably don't want to necessarily immediately attend to it.
I'm not gonna read.
Oh, God, that's fucking long.
Yeah.
I'll keep what I have.
So the figure's looking at this, and he kind of raises his eyebrows at you, but doesn't ask any questions as he begins to kind of review some of the properties here. And I will just pull up the two big items that have a lot going on.
So what was the Black Skull? Black Skull amulet, right? Is that what?
Black Skull
Can't use
amulet.
it. We have to be like super fucking evil.
It's a monstrous thing.
Gotta look.
I wasn't prepared with the number of items you're going to check, and I should have been. I'm sorry, my friends.
No, you're good.
Okay, so the Phantom Blade basically is a very rare weapon. It does require attunement. It's like an oversized kukri. This is actually made by one of the homebrewers on Instagram.
Oh,
Wow, I've forgotten now. It's written in the homebrew item if you check it on D&D Beyond. But +1 bonus to attack damage rolls made with this weapon. As a bonus action, you can manifest a second blade in your empty hand. The blade is identical in form and function, except for appearing ghostly and translucent. The second blade disappears if it leaves your hand. It also disappears if you dismiss the weapon or if you die. The blade can hold a maximum of 3 charges. You gain 1 charge each time you're within 15 feet of a CR 1/4 or greater creature when it dies. As long as the blade has at least 1 charge, you can see into the ethereal plane out to a range of 60 feet. These charges can be spent to activate the following features. You can expend 1 charge when you take the attack action to empower the blades. Until the end of your turn, weapon attacks with the blade deal an additional 2d6 force damage. The weapon attack can target and damage ethereal creatures. Okay. As an action, you can expend 2 charges to cast Speak with the Dead. And if you drop to 0 hit points and don't die outright, you can expend all 3 charges to gain the effect of the etherealness spell for 1 minute.
Fuck.
I'll take it.
What?
Kidding. Got no use for that.
The other item, the Amulet of the Black Skull. As the figure is looking at this, he's like, you should be very, very careful with this. It would likely be best destroyed. Mechanically, the amulet is carved. It's basically this black hand of Knox. But the amulet has 6 charges and regains 1d6 charges daily at dawn. While wearing the amulet, you can use an action to expend 1 of its charges to transport yourself and anything you are wearing or carrying to a location within 100 feet of you. The destination you choose doesn't need to be in your line of sight, but it must be familiar to you, so you have to have seen it or visited it or looked through scry at it. And it must be on the same plane of existence as you. This effect isn't subject to magic restrictions. Ignore that because it's related to Tomb of Annihilation. If you aren't undead, you must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw each time you use the amulet to teleport. On a failed saving throw, the hand will crackle. And you are transformed in transit. The transformation takes effect as soon as you arrive at the destination and is determined randomly by rolling percentile dice and consulting the transformation table below. And then there are a lot of terrible things that I have reflavored to be related to the deity, but it is all based off of Asarak and that jazz. Okay?
Damn.
It also requires horrible alignments.
Nice. Right.
I'm actually horribly neutral.
We know a great volcano. So
I mean, we could sell it.
Really?
Do you really want
I'm
that
just saying.
outfit?
Technically, we did drop it in a volcano when he got out.
All right.
It did go through a volcano.
I will say items of this sort of nature, throwing them into volcanoes or pits or whatever, they tend to last through that sort of
So how do
attempts
you?
at destruction.
Sorry, how do you try and destroy something like this?
You do not.
Oh.
Well, you
The
told
best you could do is there are stories, I suppose, of gods being able to unmake these sorts of things.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Striking them with similar items also might work.
So
These are items of legend.
Hit it, Boulder. Punch it.
What?
I don't know. Hit it.
No, I'm
You're
not.
strong.
Maybe use the sword that the dagger, the blade that we just.
I'm holding the Ostis.
Please do not do that in here.
Okay, yeah, we understand. Okay,
probably out of the city would be
yeah.
best.
Okay.
Okay, so this is bad thing. Keep away from anybody.
Keep out of reach of small children.
We're collecting those bands.
You look like the adventuring type, right?
Nope.
You know how you tend to wander into complex tombs with multiple traps, and these things are at the bottom. Usually they're there to keep people away from them.
So we gotta find a dungeon, put it in.
That's you know what? Honestly, historically, that is part of the problem. But yes,
Right.
I get what you're
Thank
saying.
you very much.
Thank you.
a dungeon only becomes a dungeon after it's been abandoned, really. So,
Do we want to sell this armor? I don't know if anybody wanted it.
I already have his other armor.
I'm not going to use it. So.
Just sell it.
I just figured.
I'd hate to accidentally have us want to banish Mortin.
That would be kind of awkward if I put it on.
Mortin banishes himself as he dies.
My body gets jettisoned after I die.
I was imagining somebody else dying and Mortin being like, "I'm gonna save you." Poop.
No, you go and arrest me, and then I disappear to the Feywild.
Right. I mean, we could sell this armor too, because I don't.
I'll purchase it from you.
Oh, lovely. Great.
How does
50,000 gold?
How does 800 gold pieces sound?
That
Probably
sounds lovely.
fair.
That's
You
good.
drive a hard bargain, Master Firbolg.
I try my best. I'm learning from these folks.
Yes.
800's great.
Wonderful. There you go. Right. Anything else I could help you with? Anything you needed me to take a look at?
No.
I don't think so.
I think that's it.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for your patronage.
Oh,
Best of luck with
Whatever.
that.
Thank you.
Okay. Shopping handled.
Right.
Anything else we need to handle before we sleep and then attempt to convene with the god?
Can we just say that I purchase
components?
components and I'll take
You go to the
gold away?
component compound and get silver. Much more amicable without, sadly,
Oh.
your companion there not having the context of what has occurred.
I just need 250 gold pieces.
Mortin, this person is delightful. Big spectacles, kind of crazy hair.
So what?
So gaslighty. I'm sorry. That
I
was
walk
terrible.
in and I make their life a living nightmare.
No.
250, yeah.
You keep knocking things over.
Carrying like this big armful, like, oh, we have to pay for this stuff?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes.
putting it back. I
What
sit
did you
on
need?
the countertop and walk out.
What did Sunshine?
I have to reshelve this.
It was God. I don't know, but it was 25 GP and I paid for it, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Silver,
else
you need
need
the
it.
silver dust, correct?
And
But-
Adam needs the-
It's actually
And I need
incense,
the-
but it's 25 GP. So
Does anyone have? And then Zahl told me his. Does
250,
anyone
yeah.
else think that maybe healing potions would be a good idea? We have plenty of money. I know we have some of the smaller ones, but like if anyone has, the good stuff.
they're never a bad idea. I'm sure Rary's probably.
Or the final market, 'cause that's what they had them.
Wonderful.
Go and we'll say again for ease of use. What sort of healing potions are you wanting to acquire?
Can we do the greater ones? Does anyone have greater healing potions?
I don't think I have any potions.
Neither do I.
Oh, okay.
One regular one.
I have 3 regular healing potions because I think
2
I was
regular.
holding things for people. So
Greater is easy enough to acquire in a city like this.
Great.
Superior and supreme, not so much,
1,
and also
2, 3,
incredibly
4.
expensive.
Can we do? Because I already have the one that we got from Scarin. So if we did 4, so everybody has at least one of the greater ones, and then maybe
That
we'll do
comes
some little
to
ones.
exactly 1,000 gold pieces.
I love that for us.
Cool.
Actually, I'll get everybody 2 because that
2,000 gold pieces.
great.
I didn't mean.
Because that it was not as expensive as I thought.
These are the
Okay.
2d4 plus 2 or the 4d4 plus
These are
4?
the 4d4 plus
Yeah,
These
these are the
four.
graders.
Greater.
44 plus 4.
That's hot.
Some good heals. Bonus action chug-a-lug.
Yep.
Take me on a trip, I'd like to...
Bonus action shots.
Chug jug.
So lovely. Components, healing potions, ready for, the inevitable next bad thing that happens. Are we Josh, don't be upset.
No, you're right.
One of us has to die now.
I know.
Let me add it to the
Yeah. Go ahead and pick your favorite, Josh. Go ahead and kill them. Pick your favorite to die now, Josh. Go ahead and pick them.
You can't pick Swan again.
Whoever
'cause
dies
Swan's
next is
already
Josh's
dead.
favorite. You heard it here.
Oh no, I just got a thing that makes it harder for me to die. Damn.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna try extra hard.
It's a TPK.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
TPK
so
is a
sweet.
service.
I love you all
That's
so
actually very
much.
funny.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
When he accidentally kills himself.
Oh, good lord.
I guess one question with Weejas.
One?
One.
You can't do it multiple times.
Once I start doing it multiple times, the answer becomes less likely to be accurate.
Yeah, they get really annoyed and start lying to you for some reason.
Yeah.
God, I hate gods.
That's kind of the funniest.
I mean,
thing in the world.
we could spend a week, and every morning I could ask her a question, and then it would be fine. But in the same day, bad news bears.
I fucking love this.
You guys do have time to prepare, and you can let me know if you want to.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
We should come up with a list of questions. Even if
Yes.
we're going to do it multiple days in a row,
Bless you.
Bless you.
just do like first question, the next,
So,
then third, right? No-
is the first question... That was correct. Is the first question... Is the first question... Can you destroy one of these things?
I think it would be how do we destroy the throne would be a good starter, since that is what's tethering him to the material. It's the anchor.
That one's pretty big.
So that's
And then also... Sorry. My other thought was, if we go to the halls of Knox to rid us all of the threat of Knox, will you escort us to and from the halls?
Ah.
That's a good question.
Can we specify alive? Because we're talking to the goddess.
Alive!
Also a good
Goddess
point.
of death.
It's a good
Because if she
clarification.
escorts my ass out dead, I'm not going to be happy.
Do these need to be yes or no questions, or is it because it's one?
They
it's just,
don't.
like,
It's not
all-
augury.
Interesting.
The answers can come in vague, weird ways.
I think commune
but
is the
it's-
one that's yes or no, right?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or augury, commune. Yeah, those ones are like much.
I think Alec
Wheel
is-
and woe is absolutely atrocious for any sort of reasonable answer.
Mhm.
Sorry, button.
No, it's true. It's why I don't use it.
Well, because augury can be good, bad, both, or neither. It's
I'm
like,
not sure. You're like,
Yeah.
cool. It's an 8-ball.
Yeah, it's like, well,
yeah, it's
How
a
you
coin
feeling
toss.
today,
But the coin has like 7 sides.
Ah, shit.
So those are my 2 questions right off the bat, but I imagine we have others.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we might have more after those
Would she
questions are
know of
answered.
any other way to get to the halls of Knox without using the door?
Or
If she
How to
couldn't
break-
transport us there.
or how to break the door? Is
I don't
that
think we're
anything?
breaking the door.
If the
I
door
think
is
the door
broken,
still
then
has to
death
be
stays
shut.
broken, Zahl.
Yes.
Well, no, but we have to open the door to fix death, correct?
Yes, but opening the door is far different than destroying the door. Nope.
No,
Scales
that-
down.
No,
Scales
that
down.
is.
It does not matter. We have to open the door. We cannot destroy it.
It can't be just. Never mind.
This isn't just, you know.
It's like not even a question.
I don't.
Is there a way we can protect whoever attaches themselves to these items.
If we have to.
Oh, like could she keep their soul?
Like a little blanket around their soul.
We'll
Pocket
hug.
soul.
Little soul hug.
Little soul, if you will.
Little slug.
It's just like a leather jacket with chains. You have to wear it all the time. Like a biker jacket.
Now I want to
Weirdly,
attune to the sword so I can wear that
Yeah.
shit.
Weirdly,
I know.
the Doom music is always playing when you walk in the room.
So, all right.
So that's what, 3 or 4 questions?
4.
4 so far.
So at least 4 days. But it's possible that, we get an answer to one of these questions and it's specific enough to give us a little more insight.
We could ask the first one, they just answer all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
What
Yes.
if...
That's not how gods
Don't
work.
look at me like that. Don't you do
I was
that.
looking at my camera. Well, it's fine.
It's weird. It's pointed straight at me.
For the audience and stuff.
Only me.
Does she know? It's worth asking if she knows of any weaknesses Knox has.
Yep, I was just thinking the same thing. It's a
She
good
did
question.
Fight them back. Quite a
Really
bit.
hates ice.
Oh, we're fucked. I don't
Boom,
have ice.
boom, boom, bada, boom, boom.
I do.
Tequila.
He hates.
How dare you?
Knox hates Vanilla Ice specifically.
Okay.
I was
so-
David Bowie. Whoops.
So weaknesses.
I was going for the queen one.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They all have the same beginnings.
Aw.
They literally all have the same beginning.
Sorry, Baldur. What were you saying?
I don't remember. It's fine.
You were talking about the weaknesses
Aw.
Knox may have.
I had a question. It's gone. I don't know what
sorry.
it is. You're fine. Don't worry about
I'm
it.
very sorry.
It's good.
So maybe we start with this.
Yeah, because we got
Right.
like a week at this point of questions.
5 days worth, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Quite
a
a
business
few.
week.
Business week. We all sit down for a meeting. It's our daily
With
scrum.
God. Daily meeting with the goddess of death. No one worry about it. It's fine.
Oh.
So,
I'm kind of excited.
where are you guys going to head? You're currently in Greyhawk, kind of having this conversation outside of this artificer's shop, as you kind of converse back and forth.
What should we ask Death today? You guys feel like talking to Death for a little bit?
you want to have a chat as you're having this conversation. Where do you want to kind of settle in to do this? Are there other objectives you want to complete over these 5 days? What's the plan, my friends? Tell me where you proceed from here before we jump to this process. Because what I will say is we can do this in a lump, a little bit, Button, after I've done some scene setting with you.
Mhm.
But what else we got on the docket, my friends? We're doing a little bit of time hopping here, so.
Since we have a couple of days, I think Zahl, he'll bring it up to everybody, is gonna, now that I have the stuff to do plane shift, is gonna plane shift up, see his mom.
With the plane shift, sorry, I know we did Button's thing. Plane shift, I believe the specifics on that spell is that the thing has to have a attunement to a specific plane.
Mhm.
So did you attempt to procure a
Does it say a specific plane?
it has to be a
Mhm.
specific plane.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has to
So
be-
I thought you were getting an astral
Astral
C. one.
C, yeah. Then I
You
go
get an
for-
astral sea key?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say this does take some time to procure. Just retroactively, I'm sorry. I was engaging with Buttons and I completely forgot that you had asked for this. This is on me. This is not acquirable at the component place. They are able to provide you with like a key, but then you have to go find somebody who is able to attune it for you.
Gotcha.
So they can give you this tuning fork, but you're going to have to find a means of attuning it to that
Oh,
space.
yeah, then that's what I would spend the next days doing is just
The next few days is figuring that out. Okay,
Yeah.
we can roll some investigation checks for you.
Would you like to speak to my coat? He might.
That
He might
statement
have an
feels like a
idea.
threat. Oh, also, Demi, can I steal another 100 gold?
It's not stealing. You could just have it. Yes.
Sweet. I'd like to buy two things of chalk
Done.
for it.
2 things of chalk. You've got your tuning fork.
Mm-hmm.
What other? So we've got Zahl's objective here is to get his plane shift key figured out to the astral sea. Sunshine, your stuff is not going to take the entire day every day. It's just going
Yeah.
to take the spell slot. So you also have time as well.
Yeah, I mean, they want to go check on the theater.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I'm just making a laundry list of things here, and we'll jump from thing to thing. Okay. Balder, Mortin, Demi.
Balder at some point in the week would want to check in and ask Sunshine about some stuff, but we can do that later.
Okay. Awesome. Any other primary objectives? We can roleplay things as well and all that jazz. I just want to...
I don't have much.
Okay.
I would like to say that we stay at the Windward Lodge for Mortin.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Mortin, for the first time, you get to see this massive windmill structure that is built out of this basically huge tree trunk that seems to be able to shift with the best view based on the winds. The rooms are all on one side with these beautiful balconies that look out across the city. It's currently kind of positioned to look directly across the lake, and the sparkling kind of blue crater-like lake with the citadel itself sits in the center. Before you are the sprawling kind of trees of this strange district that sits to the western side of the city of the lake.
Nice.
So you guys are kind of hanging out there. Okay.
Sunshine will pull out their painter's supplies and pull from it a little pressed flower from the cherry blossom tree, and they will look to Mortin. Say, I've been thinking a lot about your abilities, specifically about that tree you made in Neildra.
All right.
It was remarkable. See the way
Thank
that you turned the tide for so many people.
Oh, I appreciate that. I hope to help where I can.
I'd like to learn from you.
Learn what exactly?
Well, I've seen the way that you move around the battlefield. Suddenly you'll appear somewhere else. I've seen those little sculptures of you remaining after you poof somewhere else.
I don't know how much I can teach you.
Fair.
Most of this isn't necessarily mine. Sort of borrowing a little bit from the Feywild.
From the Feywild?
Yeah.
They've never been told that Mortin's the will of the Fey, right? Well, that's beautiful. Do you pray to them? Do you communicate?
No.
How does it work? No?
No, they sort of just show up and tell me when they need things done. Truth be told, I've sort of been ignoring what they told me to do. They don't have the
Really?
best grasp on what's going on here, so I figure I can get to their stuff eventually.
I'll tell you what. After all of this, if I'm still kicking, I'd love to help you.
I think I'd appreciate that.
All right, and they'll just kind of puzzle over this flower a little more.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, I'll help out where I can. What about your abilities? I've seen you heal. I've seen you do your own sort of brand of magic.
I didn't first understand it. I thought Serduir was just calling me to wander. They kind of look at their now astral self. But now I think that it's all a measure of protection granted from my god. You know, for all of the bullshit, Liamin said he was completely wrong about gods failing people. Serduir's done nothing but save me and every single soul waiting in the astral sea. But that's where mine comes from.
Well, there you go. You're using it for the right reasons.
Seems like you are too.
I hope so.
I didn't know how badly I needed soft times with Sunshine and Mortin to exist. I'm glad it's here.
Hi, welcome back to our podcast, Druid Times.
Druid time. Druid time.
Cottagecore roleplay.
Oh, perfection.
Josh, can I add one thing? Because
Of course.
Since I didn't know about the thing, can I steal another 250 and get a second fork for the prime material? So we have one for astral and one for prime material.
I was really hoping you weren't going to buy one for the
Yeah, you can. You sure can, Adam. Good call, bud, and I love
Because
you.
I didn't know that's how the forks work, because I've never cast.
I didn't even think about it, and I guarantee
for sure
you,
did.
when you get there, I would have been a dick about you getting back. You know I would have.
Like, oh well, that's what I was like. Hey, can I get a second fork then, just to get one for the prime material, just so we can?
Good call.
actually
I'm glad you thought of it, because I would not. I would have been like, "You're stuck."
So good.
have one for the right. You disappeared. I appeared 10 feet away.
Sorry, bud. Perfect. Yes, you are able
yeah,
to acquire a
here we
second.
go.
It is going to require again
The 250. The time.
some work to get that attunement set up, but it's easier to attune to this plane where you are. In fact, if you'd like to try, I will say that you can attempt to attune to the prime material.
Oh shit! Then yeah, I'd like to try that.
Yeah, just think about how you're going to do it over the next few days. But we will start as folks kind of. Balder, what you got? I saw that.
Sorry,
I saw that.
I just wanted to sneak it in there. I was just about to check if anybody else had anything because I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
What you got?
I think just over the course of one of the nights, he'll stop by Sunshine. I just wanted. We haven't really gotten to check in, so I wanted to do that quick. And I made you something on the road when I was with Mortin, and I just wanted to hand it off.
It is very sweet. Also, you're right. We haven't had a chance to breathe.
It happens.
You came here, you helped us through a war, and then terrible injury was inflicted upon you.
You know.
Welcome to D&D, baby!
It's not... If you believe it, it's not incredibly different to my time with the Order. You know, it's out of the fire and into the pot. You know, so you know, shut up, Josh. I said a thing and it's dumb. I know.
You can go that way.
Leap
if you
from
want
the
to.
fire.
Um,
Land in the pot.
You will pull this small slate stone from the Tillin Vault that he's tried to carve over his trip to look like Cere-to-wear, or what he understands it to look like. If I can flavor that, Josh.
Make a retroactive. Do you have any proficiencies with crafting tools?
Fucking doubt it.
Okay, then you're gonna be making
dog
a
shit.
performance check for me. Yeah, we'll find out. You're gonna be making a performance
Can I have
check.
helped him on the road? I'm
Yeah.
not so bad.
Yes,
It's like
absolutely.
If you want help, I would have helped.
I'm gonna accept the help. I just imagine Balder's like, Morty, I don't fucking know how to do this, pal.
It's not how you carve stone. What are you doing?
I don't know. He's
Wrong
got his whole
tools.
sword on a rock. He's like hitting it.
I'll just help him with the right tools and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I will say you get advantage. And are you proficient in performance?
Nah.
You get proficiency through Mortin's aid.
Okay, so I'm rolling a performance check
Because I got tons of...
with advantage.
I know.
And adding
you
your
don't,
proficiency then, right? Is that
with
what you're
advantage,
saying?
plus 6. You guys have a
17.
plus 6 proficiency.
Oh, that's good.
11 plus 6, so.
There are elements of this where it's pretty clear that Mortin came in and like did some of the like more intricate design. But yes, you have this. Is it like the slate? Did you acquire like a red slate, or is it a specific?
Yeah, I imagine just kind of what he could find that was.
It's almost like a piece of granite.
Yeah,
that's relatively soft and easy to work with. That you kind of chipped away.
So that's definitely what he's worked with, but it's just sort of this like coiled dragon with like the wings beginning to furl out.
This is absolutely beautiful.
I tried. Mortin helped me a lot. He's a lot more patient and good with his hands than I am. So.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sorry.
Pervert.
Listen,
I saw
it.
you make it the same look.
No, I felt bad because I didn't want his gift to be for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
You said you were.
Go ahead.
You said you were trying to talk to Serdur.
Yeah, I think after I met all of you and you know, we had that initial conversation about just moving. I wanted to thank someone for the opportunity of meeting all of you and then meeting you. I think I thanked Mortin about 150 times, bringing all of you into my life, but I just felt going higher was what I wanted to do. And I know that you and Serta were close, so just thought maybe I'd get there through the grapevine. But I thanked him for the opportunity. I thanked him for your safety. I guess I prayed. I didn't do that before. Just that all of you would get to where you needed to go and get there in one piece.
Well, then it sounds like you did your part in keeping us safe.
Tried.
Would you like to... Here, they'll take his hand, their other hand still holding this beautiful sculpture. You know, as they start walking to the top of the Windward Lodge, Serdur sent me wandering and never talked to me about it until very recently. And the fact that you've made your way here from the Tillen Vault, maybe that's his first step in communicating with you. As they get to the top of the Windward Lodge, they will hand him a potion of flying, their last one from Nistel, way back when.
Wow. Nice.
Here you go. Let's see how high we can get.
Oh, God. He drinks it.
And they will soar skyward. Are you coming or what?
Yeah, I don't fucking know how this works. It's just like
Fly.
he'll do it and just fly alongside him.
You're going straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh no.
I want to see where this dome is.
Yeah, as you go up, you continue flying. As you get 300, 400, 500 feet into the air, you begin to see not necessarily a reflective surface, but at this range you actually see little flicks of snow colliding against something and then flitting off. It's not intense enough to be visible from the ground. It's not intense enough to be visible from the ground. Small flecks seem to be repelled by this. And as you approach, it is less of a glass dome, but an intensifying of the density of the air. As you begin to get higher and higher, you feel yourself hit a cushioning, and it becomes more and more of a strain to proceed through this sort of... It's almost as if the gravity, the density of the air in this portion around the city has been amplified. And as you continue upwards, the resistance becomes stronger and stronger until you feel yourself barely moving.
What do you think?
I think this.
You want to fight it and keep going, or is it nice here?
I think it's nice here. Yeah, I think it's real nice here.
They'll kind of lay back like they're sunbathing, staring at the stars.
Okay.
And pull out the abjurative pink hammer from Shar.
Okay.
Say, you know what's funny about this and your arm?
What?
They are made out of pieces of Serdi's friends. Fell to this planet.
Wow.
And my hope... Sorry, it's a lot to take in. Yes, your arm contains part of Serdi's brethren.
He makes it look like a dragon.
Oh.
Sorry.
No.
I think that's me coping.
That's fair enough. It's a lot to cope with.
Yeah. Do it great.
My hope is that when we fix death, because we will fix death, my hope is that Serdi will be reunited. Maybe I can give back to him for protecting me, protecting you. They'll look at the arm. Protecting everyone up there. They'll just kind of wave the hammer at the stars.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll help you any way I can. I'm here, and I'm good. He kind of pats his arm. I'm ready to keep living. I'm not deterred from that yet. I don't think I will be. So I think we just make the right moves. We ask the right questions, and we do right. I think that we're both doing.
Smile at him and stare back up at the stars. Do you hear that, Serdi? You two really should spend time together one day. No, Josh, no!
Well, we'll see what happens. For now, I'm grateful for everybody's safety. It's included. Very much yours.
I'm sorry I couldn't keep you as safe as I would have liked.
I think we got out of that in the best possible way. We stopped him, and in a matter of 12 hours, I had something that made me feel whole. Not that I felt empty to begin. So, we're good. I'm good. We're gonna surmount this.
We will. But in the meantime, we've got about 50 minutes left in the sky.
Yep.
And if you're fine with it, I'd love to fade to black.
Yep, fade to black. Great. Love that.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Two little dots in the sky. As you fade to black, we settle back down. This is, I will say, that specific night. The one at the end of this day where you've gotten things attuned. You are preparing for a week's worth of divination and preparing spells to get you elsewhere. And with that, we're going to go to our 10-minute break, my friends. Take a quick break here. The Skull Splitter Dice giveaway is going to open. Remember, exclamation point win will get you entered to win a Skull Mug filled with approximately 100 of Skull Splitter's finest dice. Followers get 1 entry, subscribers get 2. If you're going to subscribe to it beforehand, it's not retroactive. Okay, and we'll be right back with more good times in about 10 minutes. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Just need a little bit of a refresher as to what's going on in our campaigns, you can find that information over on our fandom wiki. There you'll find info about our PCs, our NPCs, and write-ups of all of our past episodes. But if reading isn't really your thing, you can also find arcs of our campaigns summarized in neat little 10-minute videos over on our YouTube, where you can also catch all of our past broadcasts. Thanks so much for watching, and welcome in! Ding!
Dice Dragon, just use the code, get 10% off your first order. Shop today. New adventurers will get some things like a sticker pack with 3 stickers, free downloadable PDF adventure, a free mystery dice set. It's so sick. Hold on to your skull, cause it might split. SkullSplitterDice.com. Hurry now, bring some new dice home. SkullSplitterDice.com. Hurry now, bring some new dice home.
back. Oh, it's good to have
Hello.
you here.
Hello.
Here for part 2 of session 90 of Conundrum Company. That's right. It's 90 sessions of this, guys. Woo.
Woo!
Ah,
That's like 300 hours.
that's a
Woo,
lot of time.
doggies.
Let's
spent.
hope we're a part of a senior association.
Maybe.
AARP coming in clutch.
I'm done.
Guys, when we left our party, they had kind of discussed next steps regarding their dealings with Knox and the artifacts. They had elected to spend the next few days in Greyhawk at the Windward Lodge, attempting to get some answers from the gods. While doing so, they collected a few components for spells, and Zahl set about preparing to do some work to hopefully attune and set up a plane shift spell a little more effectively. And so, I will say, the night proceeds as we faded to black, leaving Boulder and sunshine in the skies of Greyhawk. Everybody beds in for a long rest unless there's nothing or anything anyone else wants to do. And you rise the following morning on the 26th. Okay? Now, again, most of you have multiple days. You can kind of throw things in here, okay? We will start off the process of Sunshine's divination spell, okay? So, Button, where are you doing this? How's it going down? What does it look like, my friend?
So, my barely religious person is going to go back to the very squashed religious side of the city.
Okay.
Where
The
kind of
temple
like
square?
the temples are all, yeah. And see if there is anyone who seems to be, if there seems to be any sort of worship of Weejust. If there isn't, they have another plan.
There is a small temple to the Pantheon of Death here. It is primarily focused on Weejust specifically. It is its own allotment that kind of sits on the large side of the temple square that backs onto what appears to be a graveyard of sorts. This expansive complex seems to reach back from this large, quite prominent temple comparable to the rest of them in the city. There is some reverence given to deities that deal with the end of lives. If for no other reason than civility's sake, there needs to be a place to bring your dead.
That makes sense. I will say they would have also, at like breakfast that morning, invited anyone who wants to go to Weejust's temple. They wouldn't have just like...
Who wants to go along with what? With
Does anyone
Sunshine?
want to come? You don't have to.
I'll go.
I'll go.
Sounds fun.
What?
I have other plans. Sorry. I gotta.
All
he
right.
holds up the second tuning fork.
So, could I take Mavenon's
Oh yeah.
necklace?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alrighty. Just us? Balder?
Yes, I think Morton's coming too.
No, I have to. If you guys want to go a
No.
little private rendezvous, you certainly talked
You
about
said-
it the whole way here.
I won't do that to Weejust. I'd like
said-
her to like us.
You said you wanted to come. Let's go, bud.
Okay.
That talk about mention, I feel like Zahl definitely does a to Demi just a.
Demi goes, I should call Oceanus. That's
Oh.
I should write.
Josh did that for
Gervasi.
you. Don't worry.
I should write Gervasi.
Yeah.
about it.
I'm sure.
All right.
So, that's a good shout. As you make your way across the city, I assume using the teleporters to make this a little bit quicker, you do find yourself standing before this large cathedral-like space on the temple square. Again, it towers over the rest of these structures. As you walk, you do see that there is this sort of water feature that runs down the middle of this square. And at the eastern end, there's a tall obelisk with just hundreds of different iconographies of gods that have been carved into this obelisk. The obelisk itself is about 100 feet tall. This large kind of tall white marble pylon that has been erected weirdly almost the shape of the water pool and made from the same stone that seems to be scattered up the kind of edge of this crater with all of the kind of iconography in it. But you continue down towards this cathedral with your 3 companions. Do you enter?
Let's see what's what.
Okay. Let's do it.
You step into this long church-like space. There are pews. There's iconography and coloring reminiscent of the catacombs. Barring the fact that this is a physical structure, not something... Well, barring the fact that this is a humanoid-made structure not carved out of strange stone into the side of the thing, but something that's been raised and built, it feels quite familiar with the time you spent in the catacombs. You can see various figures, clergy members, decked in the various colors and accoutrements of Ouijas. And you can see the Flaming Skull iconography across the space.
Do we see any priests?
There are certainly clergy around, for sure, yeah. You approach.
Hello, I'm so sorry to bother you.
Hello. A human, kind of mask-presenting figure in the coloring and kind of clergy, long flowing white robes that you recall from Mavanon. What can I do for you today?
They'll smile at them. I was wondering if there was a place where I could try to communicate with Ouijas, to pray or something else.
Are you looking for personal space, or would you prefer the whole temple is certainly at your beck and call? And he kind of gestures, and you see a few figures in quiet contemplation amongst the pews, seemingly all kind of facing. They're all pointed towards the end of this narthex, where you see there is this large towering glass window that is this flaming skull. Again, very familiar to the relief that you saw in the floor of the catacombs, that this is made from glass, a little more vector than carved organic shapes. You are certainly, and your companions, welcome to spend time in contemplation here, if you would like to.
Thank you. Is there any sort of like chapel or transept?
There
like
are
a space away?
There are a number of offshoots, and if you would like a more personal space, you are certainly welcome.
Yes, please, I think.
Well, this way. He kind of leads you off to one side, and you get the feeling like this is mirrored across either sides of the building, but as he heads to the right, you see that there are these small alcoves in the side of the structure, and as the alcoves lead out with little bits of seating in them, you can see small, very simple wooden doors. He steps up to one of them and swings it open, and there's just a small... It looks very akin to a reading room that you've seen in many libraries. Very plainly furnished, stone slabs that are kind of built out of the structure itself ring 3 sides of the walls, and the room itself is no more than 10 feet across, 10 feet deep. Sitting in the center, there is a small wooden table for belongings or possessions or worship materials to be placed, but beyond that, there's very little. The roof or the ceiling of this is about 15 feet, and you can see that there are these thin slats cut through the thick stone of this structure that lets daylight through into the space and kind of lights it. And then at this time of year, there is a small lit fire chain that hangs in one corner. There is a slightly sweet smell of incense coming off of it, though again, it's quite austere, similar to the spaces again that you've seen in the catacombs.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Of course. Feel free to ask any of the clergy if you require anything else. And he nods at all 3 of you and kind of steps away, leaving you to the room.
Sunshine will light the incense on that hanging fire and look at the other 2 and say, so part of this, I believe, is making a sacrificial offering appropriate to the religion itself. And they take out their painter supplies.
So people?
No. I think that sacrifice can mean a lot of different things, but I was thinking something in remembrance of those lost to Knox. And they will set out their easel and start painting Leomund first for this first day.
Interesting. So you're going to do a painting and then sacrifice the painting. Is that correct?
They're going to burn it on this small altar once it's finished.
Okay. So you spend quite some time. And would you like to roll to with your painter supplies to paint this painting? I'll never take that away from you.
Yeah.
Guidance.
And
Oh,
with guidance as
guidance?
well. Mortin
And
kind of-
then my proficiency bonus
That is
for my
correct,
painters?
yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. 21.
21.
As you all kind of sit here and in quiet, it's a very, very quiet space, Mortin and Balder, and you just hear the gentle brush strokes upon the canvas of Sunshine's practiced hand as they paint this very, very accurate looking painting of Liam and of Medesia.
Nicely done.
Is it all right? Do you want to add to it? I
Looks-
am going to burn it.
It looks like him, I think. I think that's the goal, right? I have nothing to add. Mortin?
Mm-hmm. I met the guy yesterday.
They will kneel at this small altar. Look at the face of Liamond for a moment. And set it ablaze.
And you are reaching out to Weejass, right, as you begin to cast this spell?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the entire aesthetic of the spell, or is there anything you want? Okay.
I think as it's set ablaze, if you don't mind, the empty space, the void around Liamond it remains on the canvas while his image is burned away.
As it does so, burning almost from the center outwards towards the edge of the canvas, the flame begins to kind of fill. That smoke rising upwards, and it gets to be quite a hearty blaze, almost more so than you would anticipate given the thinness of the canvas, even with the paints upon it. And as the flames lick upwards along the wall, almost kind of blackening with soot the wall to the side, the smoke begins to accumulate rather than exit out of the slits. And Sunshine, before your face, a skull-like, feminine-presenting jawline begins to manifest within the smoke and fire of this image. The flames lick up one side. It's accumulation. Portions of this thing kind of sitting in one static location, but the flames kind of continue to flicker and grow. The smoke seems to continue through it. This sort of shifting visage of this skull. Ask your question, child.
There's a very reverential. They look the most serious, I think. Mortin and Balder have ever seen them. If we go to the halls of Knox to rid us all of the threat of Knox, will you escort us to and from the halls alive?
Kind of a pause. And just to contextualize this spell for you, you can posit a question about something to happen in the next 7 days, right? So the way she is taking this is in the next 7 days if you do this.
Mm-hmm.
Acts and endeavors against that could change this timeline, right? But she gazes in. The halls themselves, I am unable to enter. Though. And this kind of look, this flaming, these eyeless sockets that flames seem to kind of almost lick from, looks upwards. Knox continues to lash into the void. Perhaps there is a possibility that you could go from here.
Does she, when she says here, does she seem to be indicating this location or the place where she is? That's something I can try and discern. I know
It's a
this is not a
little-
conversation.
Obtuse. Make a religion check for me. Religion or Arcana, I'll let you pick.
I will do. I think they're they're the same. 14.
You would know with that when a deity is summoned in this sort of fashion, they're not in the space with you. If they are referring to here, they are likely referring to wherever they are.
Which would be the null.
Yeah, the void, the null.
So we all have to die.
Okay.
Interesting.
So that was her answer.
That was her answer. And you see as the kind of face begins to fade into the smoke. Balder, Mortin, all you saw was Sunshine ask this question to this funnel of smoke that did weirdly seem to hover in one space, and as the spell breaks now, it does begin to be pulled out of these kind of slots higher up in the walls above you, reaching into the air above. It is getting a little smoky. The incense cuts it a little bit.
I was just gonna ask if you were okay.
Oh no!
Like, oh shit, do you need water, dude?
I'm good.
I got
Thank
you.
you.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. This process repeats for the next however many questions you would like to ask for the days. We're going to do that now. Then we may backtrack to cover other things that happen, okay? But we are going to go through the rest of the questions. So,
That
button,
makes sense.
ask away.
How do we destroy the throne of Knox?
Again, this face looking at you. Artifacts of such nature are not easily destroyed. Other implements of deities perhaps would be sufficient, though Knox was a clever fellow. The way in which those vile implements were made, there is contingency to them. You are put under a compulsion, under his sway to an extent. The sword itself would likely be able to destroy the other artifacts.
Oh.
However, it is not that simple. As the moment you come in contact with it, you put yourself at risk to coming under his sway.
Thank you.
Can I pause this for a second? I had a thought and then it escaped me as Josh, goddammit. What was the thing?
No.
The
So
guy's just
relatable. And it's gone.
I was like, they need to know this, and it left my brain.
Well, it can't be that important then, right?
It can't be that important.
Middle of the end fight. Oh yeah.
That's what it
By
was.
the way.
If you touch the sword, your skin falls off. That's what I forgot to say.
Whoever did attune to it is a skeleton. Yeah, thanks, bud.
Oh no.
I remember what it was.
Okay.
Oh, good.
These items. Knox gains a certain amount of hold on those who wield it immediately, but his sway is not complete instantaneously. It takes time to complete the process, to lose oneself completely. Be careful. but it acts quick. It does act quickly, but there is a window. And she kind of pauses, and then the face fades away.
Thank
Pile
you.
implements in this way. That is a good fucking name for a band. Sorry, I saw chat.
Yes.
That's also a great name for an episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vile
Yeah.
Implements is really good.
That's a very
Vile
good.
Yes.
Done.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you, Proxima.
Thank you,
Well done,
Proxima.
Proxima. Question 2. On to number
Question
3.
3. Do you know of another way into the halls of Knox besides using Death's End?
These are dangerous questions you ask. Knox is able to still at this time breach the null, the void in which we exist. There's a possibility that you could gain entry here. Barring that, if the door on the Astral Sea were to function once again, there's a possibility of crossing.
Don't even
there.
pretend like you said that, Adam, once.
You said smash.
Function, Adam, not break.
Don't even fucking
Adam,
pretend
it was
like that was an
the
idea you
opposite
had.
of
Everybody
everything
listening
you
right
said.
now.
No.
Function.
You said break.
break.
Two very different
Kinda
things. The opposite.
Kind of
even.
the same
No.
thing.
No.
Honestly, if you think
If
about it,
something is broken, it by definition doesn't function.
if you honestly think about
When you
it, though,
kick a
if you
door
honestly
down,
think
it
about
can no longer
If
close.
you,
which
did you
means
just
it's
say
no
if
longer
you
honestly
closed.
honestly think about it right now?
honestly
No,
think about it.
Adam. If you
you
thought
honestly
about it
think
right now, you know it'd be not the same thing.
if you honestly
Well-
think about it, just thought about it.
Sorry
Yeah,
about
we're
the
thinking about it,
interruption
it's
to
the
this
worst.
conversation,
Anyway,
guys.
continue.
I saw the bragging happen, and I had to stop.
First of all, I wasn't
No,
bragging.
don't
I was
unmute
celebrating
to
you kicking
fight.
the door in. If I'm being
Stop it.
honest, I wasn't bragging. I was like, yes, we're gonna kick the door in, and then you crush those dreams.
I'm sorry for using
Baby.
the word function. But it is an important clarifier. To function. That is the path to all the realms beyond.
Ooh. I will
not
say if
guarantee that the halls would work that way, but it is certainly a way.
Balder and Mortin would immediately, at the mention of the path to all the realms beyond, Sunshine looks like shocked out of their seriousness, and then even more serious. Thank you. Two more?
2 more.
Is there a way we can protect whoever attunes to Death's End?
I do not believe that is possible. Those implements are a part of Knox himself.
Bitch said you gotta die. Actually.
I'm looking at it here. It's I know nothing I can do. Sorry.
Sorry, but
I opened up the
you need a new
manual and it
transmission.
Weird. I opened up the manual and it just says no.
Man, I'm gonna have to take the engine out of it, rebuild it from scratch.
It ain't,
Oops.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
A long way to say no fucking way.
Oh, I love this.
Okay.
You've battled Knox before. Do you know of anything? Any weaknesses or information someone else should know going into battle?
You march to face a figure who has slain gods in a realm controlled by him. But there are things beyond in the halls of Knox, trapped with him. I cannot speak of weakness, but perhaps there are allies beyond. Unlikely as they may be.
Thank you, Ijas.
You do us all a great boon with the endeavor that you 5 choose to take upon yourselves. And you have lost much, some of you everything. Are you counting off sending right now?
They're kind of full.
6 if you include the other one. Or 7.
The other one?
7. Salvatore and Peach would be counted amongst.
Well, he was never born, right?
No!
Exists.
He got diced and sliced out of existence.
Who?
Salvatore. Exactly.
Oh, that would be sad if we all just slowly started to have to forget him.
It's like Back to the
There's a
Future.
Marty God,
They
the Marty
never
McFly
existed?
picture in the opening of the show, just slowly fading away.
But they never existed. It
Parker,
makes
you want to
sense.
DM
You
the
might-
rest of this? There you go.
You
How
might
about
be an
that?
ally
Yeah.
in the halls of Knox. We don't know.
Nah,
Yeah, that's
right
fair.
now. He's for sure forever dead.
He attuned to the guide.
Oh my god. Your lantern buddy's in there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no.
Sad. I'm very sad about it. We gotta just kill Knox so that he's fine.
So, there is, again, a strange amount of expression on this statuesque flaming skull-like visage in the fire. If you are able to achieve this, not just the prime material, but all the planes will be ever in your favor. The skull kind of glances, and Mortin and Boulder can't see this, but the visage does look to the two of them. Sorry.
Baldur gives him more than his bandana from the put that on.
She says sorry. They say in like a half days.
All good.
Who?
I think the god.
And with that, the face begins to fade away.
So what have they been saying for the past 5 days?
Oh boy. Yeah. Maybe we'll regroup. We
Yeah,
go
it's
over
a
that
good
tonight.
idea.
Okay. Backtracking a little bit, it's been 5 days. During this process, Zahl, you have been attempting to accomplish that.
It's
However,
me.
I will also say, to contextualize, as you have begun crossing the town to the temples, and even within the Windward Lodge itself, people are beginning to prepare for Needfest. Large banquet halls are being set up. You see massive amounts of supplies being brought into the city. In the town squares, there are stockpiles of food unlike what you are familiar or used to in this space. Vendors are changing out the merchandise and things that they generally sell to shift to food and consumables. All of you, save perhaps Mortin, dependent upon kind of what he's seen of the world, would be familiar with Needfest as the time of feasting.
Oh, harvest.
It is actually like the midwinter, but bringing in the stores of food to celebrate the deepest and darkest nights with a sort of exuberant embracing of food. Is the practice of Needfest. It is another week-long festival, and each day is its own feast. The 5th spell casting would be on the first day of Needfest. So, with that context, that is also available to you all as you see fit. Zahl, going back to day 1.
Man, it's like 5 days have passed.
It's so weird. You, how are you going to attempt to attune this tuning fork to the prime material plane?
So I know the other one they said that they would send me to a place. So I assume Zahl probably would have gone and dropped one of the forks off. He probably would have asked Demi if Demi wanted to come with him because he has an idea, but it deals with harmonics, and that's not his jam. But
Sure.
So wait, clarify. You say drop the other one off. What?
Didn't you say that the first one for the astral plane, like they said they had a person, they had a
No. You're gonna have to find somebody to help you out with that.
Gotcha. That was my misunderstanding.
Sorry.
Then The first day would be trying to attune the first one to the prime material then, but I would still ask Demi because he's like, I don't understand harmonics that well, but I know that they're important, so do you want to come with me? Because I have a weird idea.
Do you know what a tuning fork is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it does harmonics, right? Like it
It's
plays
one
a note.
note. Yes.
Well, right, I'm going to try to play one note of this space.
Okay.
And you kind of have told me before, you've mentioned, like, people have their own notes, which I can't hear. But you kind of understand that people have notes, and that seems...
Are you asking me if there's one specific note for the entirety of the prime material plane?
In a roundabout way, exactly.
No? I don't think.
We're going to try it anyway.
Okay.
Demi, make an Arcana check for me.
19.
In your shifts into the harmonic plane itself, there is never complete silence. Even when you focus in on tones, there is a constant welling of sound around you, different notes, slight alterations, pitch changes, tonations, counting in the billions. Unintelligible to almost anybody, and yet you find yourself able to filter through and focus in. And when you shift, the tonations around you shift as well. The noise shifting and changing as you grow further or closer to things. But there is always an underlying tone. Something so quiet, yet so deep and sonorous. Barely audible, but vast like the ocean. A resonance of multiple pairing into one.
Do I know what that note is?
Certainly try and find out.
Could I direct him to it, kind of thing?
Tell me how you're going to.
I think... let's see. So technically, Demi's harmonic call is in the harmonic plane.
It sure as fuck is.
So I think she'll cast Demi's harmonic call, and sit and try to listen to find that note. And then I think if she can find what that note is, then she'll start playing chords for Zahl with that note as the bass.
Okay. So does Zahl, do you join Demi in the harmonic hall?
Yeah, I would have joined her there and tried to. I think Zahl, even like, because he doesn't play instruments or anything, so I think it'd be hilarious. I think it's him attempting to do what Demi is doing here, and like listen in and being like, and like nodding along. I
think that since she controls the harmonic hall, instead of it looking like the standard one, it just is just the music room that she's made, and it's almost like the instruments play themselves.
As you are sitting in the music room, Demi, Zahl kind of watching this process. As you begin to focus in or on the sounds themselves, you realize the reason that this sound doesn't stand out to you, or all the sounds that continue to exist and ring out in the plane around you, is because they've always been with you. It's something that is accustomed. You never brought to light, because as you look at Zahl, he doesn't seem to register this constant background sound in any way, shape, or form. It's as if he's not attuned to that sound or that existence. But to you, it's always been there. As plain as day. You just assumed that was a part of your existence. And as you begin to look for a specific sound, it begins to lift away from the others. And as you kind of sit there, you hear just beyond the door of the music room itself, it sounds like the sound is coming from there.
Behind a door?
Yeah. Closed door of the music room. So you guys have kind of got in and closed it. You walk through the mansion and up into the room itself.
Okay. And there's a door in here.
Yes, so the door you went through
Yeah.
into the music room, that door you closed behind you, that is the door that the sound now comes from behind.
Do you hear that?
No. I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm really trying, but this is a lot of like theory stuff that I don't get.
Okay.
Zahl, you're just hearing music.
I mean, it sounds beautiful
from Demi's instrument.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful in here, but just to be honest with you, I don't hear like, or like whatever. You know what I mean?
This is what the
like,
world sounds like to me.
That's beautiful. Wow. I get it. I get it now.
I think we have to open that door.
Okay. I open it. I'll walk over and just open the door.
And as the door swings open, where you were expecting the extension of the harmonic hall, nice. Instead, you stand looking in on this massive spheroid shape. The undulating blue lines that you have found yourself within as you teleport or look for an individual using the harmonic note, you now sit outside of, as if gazing on this massive harmonic existence. The shape of the prime material itself. This undulating, shifting pattern of sound manifest into a visible, sort of tangible existence. And you see beyond this plane, there is another. And another. These orbs, reflective of other harmonic spaces within planes, as you look out at each one, dotted across this open black void around you.
Do I see this too?
You do.
So,
Demi, the one before you, you know to be the prime material.
So is that like music is as a, or the note as like a thing, physical thing?
There's music everywhere.
That didn't answer the question, but sure.
Yes.
Is it like, okay, cool.
Yes.
And I think Zahl would go to the edge of the door, because like, is there anything beyond the door, or is it just like void space?
It is just space. You are standing, there is like the threshold, it's some Doctor Who level shit, and then the door open, and then just this space out with these massive, incomprehensible, undulating blue orbs all across the space beyond.
I think knowing that is like the manifestation of the note itself, I think Zahl would go right up to the edge of the door and reach back, because the Ossus Anchor, it's a spear, so it has to be over his shoulder. He would hit the tuning fork over there and hold it out over into the void, and focus, and he would cast, use his casting of plane shift, just purely focused on that, and how focused on the feelings of when he got pulled into the courtroom, of that shifting of notes and that shifting of space. He'd be focusing on that feeling, and when they shifted into the ethereal plane and using that, and I imagine it kind of manifests the same as the gold orb when it got him, and everything cracking around him. And it almost is cracking just solely around the tuning fork as he's holding it, and it looks like golden light is cracking around it as he's
focusing. Zahl, as you hold up this tuning fork and strike against it, this resonance begins to shift. Demi, to your eyes, it is off initially. There is a ringing to it, and the sound to it doesn't sound right. And as Zahl begins to cast plane shift, using it to attune this. Zahl, you watch as the cracks, the seams of light manifest out around it, and the spell begins to cast. And Demi, you watch as on the harmonic level, the tonation of that tuning fork begins to shift to match a tiny, minuscule version of the prime material plane, resonating in. And as the spell ends, as the plane shift spell is cast, tuning this fork to the prime material, the constant resonance from this, a constant note, barely audible, rings out as it kind of settles back into your hand, Zahl.
While we're looking out there while he's doing that, you said that I could see multiple sort of manifestations of notes.
Yeah.
Like the harmonic plane layered on things.
Yeah.
Do I see the astral sea?
Make a perception check for me.
That is... Oh, I have... This is sight, right? I have advantage.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on that.
That is
A little bit of
a...
sight, a little bit of sound. It's the senses don't work the same way here, but you know, dream logic.
32.
Okay, should know better than to ask for a perception check. Should just give it to you. It's more than half a party of eagle people in here every time. They see all. Demi, as you glance beyond, you're not certain exactly what you are looking for. There are countless, what you are fairly certain are reflections of planes. And as you begin to scrutinize each one, eventually you see on a specific plane.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at each one, the resonance seems to match. Everything seems to come together in a holistic whole, a chord that rings out correctly, but one does not. One, the notes do not align. There are sharps and flats in juxtapositions to each other, sitting out at a distance. Something is off with the space as it kind of draws to the center of your attention.
Okay. I was just curious.
Okay.
I think the tuning fork that Zahl's holding, those cracks that manifested around have almost seared themselves into the fork itself, and that's how he can tell which ones are which, where the cracks actually lie. Kind of tells the different planes. I think he pulls his hand back and goes, "Well, that's great. I'm not gonna lie to you, I only had one of those in me today. We're gonna probably have to wait. I don't know if you can find other planes, because I think that's what the other things are. I don't know what these are, but I assume..."
I think that's the astral sea. It's dissonant.
I'm gonna be honest with you, they all kind of look the same.
It's not about how they look.
That confuses me, honestly, more, if I'm being honest with you.
It's about how they sound.
I
Never
just
mind.
hear music. I just hear music. I wish I could be like, absolutely, gotcha, but...
Have you ever had musicians play while they're super wasted?
Yes.
When it doesn't sound like they're playing the same song?
Kind of?
Does any one of those sound like it?
Can I attempt to hear this?
Sure, make a perception check. This is with your ears.
This is with your ear.
This one's with the ear.
Do a listen, bud.
I'm gonna do a listen check, perception check. Yeah, that's a 15.
Okay. There is, as you listen and strain, there is the sound of the room behind you. The music that had been playing before continues. But beyond that, nothing. As you strain, you hear your own breathing, your own heartbeat. You hear Demi's breathing. But nothing beyond that.
Yeah, no. Nope, nothing. I kind of just hear the music behind me, and
That's fair.
yeah.
Hey Josh, just for shits and giggles while we're looking at this thing,
Fuck yeah, I love shits and giggles.
is there one that seems like the water plane?
Make another perception check for me.
The
With
giant
your
ball,
ears and eyes.
Ears
the
and my
giant ball of
eyes.
water one.
Demi sees sound. That's what we've
Echo.
Demi's
Whoa.
Daredevil?
Demi Devil?
Dare Demi?
Dare Demi!
19 plus 23.
23.
Mm-hmm.
With a 23.
Mm-hmm.
You take a moment to turn inwards at your own note. A note again that even more familiar, more suffused into your existence, something that has always been there, something that is like breathing to you. And as you listen to that note, you reach out and listen to the plains beyond. And as you cast your gaze across, kind of standing in silence, not in silence, in a cacophony of sound, in fact, eventually one begins to stand out where the tone aligns very closely to the note that is your own.
You look like you're concentrating on something. I didn't want to bother you.
It has been about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't want to bother you. You just kind of went into a place and you were staring out there, and I mean, this music's great.
I'm just thinking about things to handle if
What?
we don't die. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of places I'd like to go that are different plane.
Yes. All right, we can leave
But-
these be.
Okay, yeah. Do I
We
just
don't
close
have
this door and reopen it? It's going to be a different
Yeah.
place?
I think so.
Okay, and I close the door and he reopens it.
You reopen it, and the hallway for the harmonic hall stands before you.
You know, it's weird because, like,
Hmm.
I don't know, a year ago, I would have lost my shit at what just happened there. This feels commonplace now.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you wanted to get food before we left because it's pretty.
Let's go get food. Yep. And all 100% just walks down the stairs and goes over and gets food.
We're going to get food.
The harmonic hall is decked out in full feast attire for Need Fest as well.
Mhm.
It's
Like,
this
prep it for Need Fest.
the hall's picked up on subconscious thoughts of Demi, and there's just an assortment of delectable foods outlaid.
Pretty great. Calories don't count during Need Fest.
It's the best festival of the year. Need Fest. Calories don't count here.
Now, from a timing perspective, are you going to immerse yourselves within this process a second time and attempt to attune to the harmonic or the astral plane?
Sure.
If that works.
If it'll work
yeah.
a second time.
It'd have to be a day later, but yes.
You go back, this time focusing in on that dissonant plane. It does take the casting once again to attune, but you are able to create a second tuning fork to the astral sea.
Gotcha. Well, that's 2 forks down, and that's all we needed. I don't know why I said it like that. That was
All out
worded-
of forks.
What?
No forks left to give.
I have no forks left to give. I'm currently out of forks.
Perfect.
It's like, good joke.
Oh. Gosh, I love
Well,
you. All right.
all right. So we have that. I don't
Yes.
think there's anything else we need that I can
All right.
really, but
I had no plans, so
at least I could probably get us home if we can get out of the holes. Knox.
there's a lot of ifs
That's kind of
in
how
this
we
whole
operate,
endeavor
though.
we've done.
That's kind of how we operate. It's kind of a thing.
Yes.
if, and then we figure out from there.
All right. Let's go see if our friends figured anything out.
Okay. We wait 3 more days.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
3 more days.
Is there anything anyone else wants to achieve over the next 3 days? As things continue to gear up towards Needfest, there is time left.
One last thing I want to do.
Okay.
Zahl is going to write 2 separate letters. One to his biological mother, the other to Dravosi. And they are essentially just very nicely worded letters just saying that he loves them and that he will hopefully see them soon. And that is the last of the gold that Zahl has. Sending that on out.
Your letters
how
do
much?
successfully get through. Sorry.
How much does that cost again?
25 gold. I could cast it again if you want me to.
Absolutely. They give him 25 gold and they send a letter to Bicker, just updating him and telling him they love him.
Okay.
Oh, true.
You are able to do
I
so.
added 25 gold.
Baldur, what you
Anybody
got?
Just a quick. I think he just during the lull would go into town, see if he can find any text on the order.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it is obscure lore.
Yeah.
But nothing so deeply arcane that it's locked away in the libraries of Greyhawk.
Okay.
The city itself is flush with knowledge to begin with.
Yeah.
Countless libraries and academic spaces. You guys have just had access to the cream of the crop in the past. And by you guys, I mean the rest of the party.
Yeah.
You're new to this.
He's not gonna. Is there anything with like recent news? This is. If there's nothing in your brain, tell me to fuck off.
You're looking for recent news on the order of
any sort of updates, yeah.
You are looking less for text and more for reporting, correct?
Yeah.
It's easy enough to find individuals providing access to various pamphlets and newsletters, hawkers on the streets, town criers who share out information as well. As you approach, there is a town crier who's handing out pamphlets and shouting out headlines. You hear them announcing the status of the conflict in Neil Dra, and how it has turned more into a hunting of the undead element at this point, just ferrying out small little enclaves of these creatures, as they are referred to within that space. There have been casualties and losses for certain on the side of Neil Dra and the Greyhawk forces who remained there. But that is also the reason that the information coming into this city is fairly relevant and contemporary. News from elsewhere a little bit slower to come in.
Sure.
Are you looking for anything particular on the order?
He wants to see if he can find his mom's name for exploration after the fact. This is nothing that I want to particularly pursue in game, but just for
no. As you are looking, there are references to members of the order having engaged with forces along. A small contingency had been deployed to the Deadwood in response to a consistent growth of malicious beasts and creatures raiding out into the lands proper. In fact, there appear to be emergences of a fair number of creatures reported by towns that had been traditionally reported as settled areas, safer than the deep darks of these ancient forests.
Sure.
Successful contingents, spaces cleared of these beasts, but the occurrence is more rapid. And your mother's name does surface in those elements, just given that she is a prominent figure amongst the order.
Yeah, the biggest thing was just confirmation that, at least to this knowledge, she was not dead.
She's alive, for sure.
Comfortable with that knowledge, he'll leave.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to gather?
I would like to have Demi just over the 5 days with her sending, check in with her mom and see how the Armada is doing, and if it's
Okay.
making us any money.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
There's been some time now.
Yeah.
The ships have been repaired for several weeks, and there has been time to outline trade routes for various vessels. Obviously, 2 of them were committed to a trip across the Amedio, which is in preparation to go underway, but not quite there as they attempt to secure goods. That being said, there have been some upfront investments, which you could likely tap into. However, that money is indicated for procurement and setup of the ships for a more fruitful trade venture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But things are definitely in order. The ships are in play, and she is itching, and actually does inform you that she has scheduled the ability to ride along on a freighter heading towards Seaton in an attempt to join up with the fleet.
Okay. I think she checks on all of that and does her best not to indicate that anything more dangerous than what her mother already knew she was doing is happening.
Make a deception check for me.
Okay.
Ah, god damn it.
Uh,
So low.
21.
Well, there goes my bit. She believes you.
Okay. And then she will take time, if she has the sendings, to just like legitimately update Oceanus on what's happening. She's not gonna tell her mom, but she'll
If you do
tell
this
him.
near the end of the week, he is able to confirm that they have now arrived at Seaton, having circumvented Fairwind and made it into the port. Some winds in their favor, expediting the process ever so slightly, and is in fact in Seaton.
Okay.
The majority of your assets and accomplices essentially now
Are-
sitting in Seaton.
Yeah.
As they prepare to head out in different directions.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. That's it from me.
Okay. As you guys kind of check in on your business, take a look. Oh,
I'm sorry. We don't have to RP it because I've been doing a lot of talking, but they would just want to check in on Albaid and see how she's doing.
oh my gosh, you said that at the very beginning. As you make a trip to the theater, probably on a way back from your venture to the temple, you show up. There have been some new hires brought on that smack of agents to you in the space, and you do enter, making your way up through the kind of back side of the theater and into the upper offices, and you do find Albaid sitting at a desk, poring over an immense number of documents.
That looks so boring.
They kind of stand, pushing themselves up. Sunshine. Oh, I didn't know you were in town. You would think I would know. And she looks at like the massive slew of reports and papers, but I that clearly slipped past me.
Very recent.
You're safe? You're back from ears?
Yes, and I had a piece of news for you.
She kind of steps around the table. Yes.
Jor is dead. And he was killed by a member of the shitty group. We told her, I can't remember if we told her about the Scarlet Brotherhood, but I think that did come up.
I think
During the
you
conversation.
alluded to it. I don't know if you used the full name. You would have, because you queried about information regarding them.
Yeah. Scarlet Brotherhood.
It is impossible. Thank you. The world is in tumult. Information trusted networks of informants, they're falling apart. This conflict in Neil Dra was completely unseen, unexpected, and beyond that, there are criminal elements that have gone silent, other orders that have gone silent. It is certainly... I don't know what you did, but I hope it's for the best.
We can only hope.
You seem healthy, though. Should I glance past at Mortin and Balder that are standing in the doorway, I assume? You're new. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I suppose I am. Hi, I'm Balder. Pleasure to meet you.
And this is Mortin.
That is Mortin.
Hi.
Hello. Stoic fellow.
Sorry. I don't understand what's supposed to happen next.
Hey, don't apologize. You're great.
Thank you.
Well, hey.
I just wanted to let you know that he's not someone to be watching at the embassy anymore.
Thank you. I think it's abandoned, honestly. I had intended to pursue northwards myself, but perhaps it is time to focus towards the east.
It's in the east.
Scarlet Nexus.
We don't have to RP this, but Sunshine will talk her through the memories that they have of the Sorcerer's Nexus. And just any information they have, and like architectural features. Essentially just helping her fuck them up.
Okay. She takes that information. There is some... As you start... She doesn't immediately, but as you start to get more in detail, she's like, oh, wait, this is... and pulls out a pen and paper and begins to scribble notes. And you can spend the evening kind of doing that. Eventually, she calls up for tea and seating for your companions if they choose to stay. But you can spend the evening kind of completing that.
And I think at the end of that, they will just give her a hearty hug and tell her, take care of yourself. I hope to see you again.
You too, Sunshine.
And they'll leave.
Okay. Anything else, anyone? All right. So, the Need Fest celebrations having been completed, or not completed, started, eventually you find yourselves regathered in one of your rooms in the Windward Lodge. Ready to discuss what has been accomplished and figured out over the last 5 days. I leave it to you.
Right.
Oh, how did talking to God go?
Yeah.
She's hot.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mortin almost got smoke inhalation.
What?
I almost died in there.
Oh shit.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Do you like a greater restoration or?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Just a little bit of black lung.
I gave him my bandana and I've been rubbing his back. I think he's okay.
Well, no, that's what I meant. I could probably
Right?
like
I'm a
burn that
little
out of you so
worried.
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's fine.
Why was
You
it so
sure?
hot?
All right. Well,
You burn some paintings.
we did walk
Yeah.
into a temple and start burning paintings.
Yep.
Was it vandalism?
I painted them. And I burned them.
Oh,
So no, it
no.
was just cyclical.
if I'm being honest, even more confused by it, but that's kind of how I felt this whole week.
Okay, so what happened? God was hot.
We learned things.
Okay.
We learned
Okay.
that Ouijas is unable to enter the halls of Knox. We learned
What
that
can
Knox
God
can...
do?
Gods can protect all the souls on the astral sea. Also, Knox continues to lash into the void, so perhaps there is a possibility that we could enter the halls of Knox through the void instead of using Death's End.
Don't we have to be dead to be there? Right? Didn't Salvatore only get to go because he was a lich?
I have no idea.
I think so. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe that Salvatore only got to go because he was a lich.
Sounds reasonable.
It's reasonable.
How
So
hard is
playing
it to become
dumb
a
is
lich?
immaculate. It's so funny. I love
Is
you,
it
bud.
really hard to be a lich? Is it bad? Is it worse than just using a sword?
Oh, didn't you
It does
guys
tie
tell
you
me...
to the halls of Nox if you want to use the sword.
Didn't you guys tell me about your friend Samson and
Salvatore?
some other guy he fought in there with some sort of sword?
That was Lehman.
Lehman.
Interesting.
I don't know that actually.
Wonder if that lines up at all.
Yes.
Oh.
So, okay, so we could try and get to Knox through tears
God, you bitch! You
in a
clever.
place that we can only be
Sorry, Parker. I didn't mean.
if we're dead. Or
It
undead.
also seems that the door to the astral sea, the door on the astral sea, if it were to function, is the path that leads to all realms beyond, including the halls of Nox. But
If
that's
it
not
were.
guaranteed.
If
I
it
think
were
it's
to
all
function,
100% is doing this. Just
do we know what?
Why are you doing that?
What are you? Your arms are going to get tired.
You okay?
Do we?
like, we could fix a broken door. It's kind of like
If
Well, I
the
was
door's
curious,
fucking
where's-
broken, we can't get in.
Well, no. Here's my
Zahl.
question: what happened to the part that Lehman took? Is that why the door doesn't open?
No, it was locked before he got there. Don't point at me, Zahl.
Didn't
I was pointing at Demi.
didn't we just?
Sorry, let me move.
Don't point. It's rude.
Okay.
Morton's in the middle of a circle. Sorry.
Took a seat.
Was it we just that closed the door? Is that correct?
Locked him in there.
He
him
locked
in there.
himself in there on accident, isn't
He
it?
locked himself in there.
There was a sealing of him away. It was a chaotic amalgamation of two
Okay.
figures fighting with each other.
Okay. All right.
So
Sorry, Sunshine.
Aragal
What?
and Knox locked each other in there, essentially.
Essentially, yes.
But then Aragal's body got out.
They were fighting each other in the void.
Yeah.
Aragal was slain. We just showed up. Was driving Knox back, slamming the door, and as the door was closed, Knox lashed out, sealing the door shut. Does that make sense?
So how
Yeah.
do we get a jammed door to open in the middle of the astral sea?
WD-40.
Understand that joke?
Magical WD-40, everybody.
I saw it coming and I made it before you could get there, but I apologize.
Wizard Dispel
Art.
40.
Grease. Lots of grease.
Okay, if you go to the Astral Sea and cast grease on the door, fuck it. You get
It works.
All right, that's our new plan. Adam, get your fork out.
It's too good to say no.
Adam, get your fork out.
Okay.
So
Okay, sorry. Sunshine, you had more to tell us.
Mhm.
We'll get to the door in a second.
Get your-
Regarding destroying the throne, it wouldn't be easy, but implements of deities would perhaps be sufficient. However, Knox has created some sort of contingency. Obviously, if you were under a compulsion with the Death's End, you'd have to destroy the throne very quickly before he regained complete control over you. I don't know whether the Ostis Anchor counts.
I have been thinking about
But
that.
that would be enough.
I don't know if it does, right?
Archons are different than deities.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was also the top Archon to a deity.
No.
So...
Welcome to Raiders.
No.
What's up,
no.
Hi, friends.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
But that's a thing for a different day. We can figure that out.
Do we know any
Um,
other gods with weapons
Maybe ask my mom if she could
that
talk
they
to
test borrow?
God that she works with. You know what I mean?
Do gods
the
let
god of
borrow
good?
weapons?
Because the god of blasting.
Pelor, quick question. You got something I can borrow, pal? I'm just looking to like bust up a chair. You know what I mean?
I'm
There's
just
a
saying,
poker game
this
with
guy
Mortin.
has to be inconvenient for everyone, right?
Bahamut.
Who's
Real
the god of chair
Yeah.
destroying?
Morden.
quick.
I'm I am serious though. Like it has to be inconvenient for everyone, right?
That is what she led me to believe.
So I'm just saying. Maybe.
She also said that there may be allies within the halls of Knox who would come to our aid against Knox.
Allies like
Very cryptic.
We don't.
Hey,
Yes.
hey, Josh.
Did it have like
She
a
at
name?
least talked. I had
Can I
to
ask a
paint with
question?
Serdi.
Would that resonate with Zahl?
Yeah,
instantly?
it would resonate with Zahl.
I know who that's referencing.
Who?
Yep. Do you guys remember when I had that parasite that was like in my head that was like, "Brr."
No.
No.
I do.
I think Zahl stops for a minute, looks around the room, and goes,
It's just me.
Yeah, no, it
It's
would be
just
stupid.
me.
Long
It's
story
just
short,
me.
I did something stupid, and
Sounds
I got a
about
parasite.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
And
Like another wall.
Mm-hmm.
no, I licked my shoulder.
You're right to
I
say
licked
Oh.
my shoulder. That was it.
Interesting. This is different.
But I had a parasite
just as
that
bad.
was something from Knox that really wanted out and really didn't like it there.
It's
Oh.
what took my mother,
It's also what kind of
Friends, you say?
right?
No,
Well,
this thing's gonna help us.
there's a
Are we
difference between friends
sure?
and allies.
Um,
can unite
allies
One
help.
you like?
Well, you
Enemy
can
of your
help.
enemy thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
enemy of your like.
Yeah, but then it
And
becomes your
sometimes
enemy when
they
the other
did say
enemy.
unlikely.
Uh-huh.
So we could eat the
Maybe.
slime.
What?
Let it.
No.
Oh, is that
No,
what
no,
we-
no.
That was a leap!
so
no,
we
no.
get there, we eat the slime, and then we're done.
Wait, did it tell you how it got out?
No, no, it didn't.
Oh.
But I was
It alluded
What-
to being let out, akin to Liam.
maybe
Hmm.
it like snuck its way out somehow. I don't know.
But a portion of
On
it. It
Lehman's
also...
shoes.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Could been. But
Gum.
The Venom symbiote.
but I do know what's that.
I mean, fucking
That sounds very interesting. Actually, I'd read it.
I have no original ideas, guys.
Stop! No!
That's
No, he
it's
didn't
will
eat
physically
venom.
fight
incredible
So
that that is exactly what I said, Josh.
Venom
it's-
ate Eddie
no,
Brock.
this is what I'm saying.
Venom ate Eddie Brock first
I'm
of
a
all,
real
not
DM.
the other way around.
I know the truth.
But no, I mean, I already have a connection to it, so maybe when we get there, just
No, you don't have a connection anymore,
You
though.
have- but you know the thing, right? You-
Literally blasted it with radiant.
Yeah, it might actually be
energy.
really pissed seeing you, actually,
I know, but
So-
the
for a
last
second.
the reason why I'm saying this is because the last time we saw it with Lila, it was like, oh, you, and it knew who Zahl was, so he feels like there's some form of a connection.
Do you have a way to?
Right, because you blasted him into pieces.
Not all
No,
relationships
no,
are good.
No, that was
Not
my
all,
mom.
not all connections are good.
So I have a question. Let me pause it. You know this thing, right? You know it exists. You understand it's a corporeal being within the living world. You send it a message or something? Can you ask it a question if you needed to? I know it's a stretch, but if you could communicate and maybe get an answer as to how it got out, if it knows of any ways we can kind of slither on in there.
Did we? Ew. Did
That's
we?
What? It's a slime.
Slither is probably the correct term.
I know.
Unfortunately.
It's just not a good picture. Do is,
Sorry, Parker. I'm sorry,
We're in, everybody.
We're going ooze form on this
I
one.
figured out how to get in there.
Fucking Alex and Mac are
There's good news and there's bad news.
Fucking 90s Alex Mac our ways just become slime and
Yeah.
slide through cracks.
No, but you know what I mean. Like there are ways to communicate. If you know
Oh.
this thing, you should.
Oh,
Oh, so loud.
That was crazy.
your mic just jumped
When
up.
did you learn thaumaturgy?
Like super loud out of nowhere.
Sorry.
Did you touch the gain?
Oh boy.
Your mic's doing a hiccup, bud. What's up?
that's okay.
Oh, now you're on the wrong mic.
That's why. Bud.
Mulder had to leave the room for a second.
He's
yelling from
he's
the
down
hallway.
the. Do it after your points, man.
He's in the ensuite.
Is that better?
Yeah,
That's
No.
better.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
the right
say
mic.
words-
Yeah,
Say
yeah.
words though.
it's just loud.
No, you're,
Okay,
you're
There you
good.
go.
Oh yeah, 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 perfect.
Yeah, you're perfect.
fuck was that?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good. It
Did
was
we ever
funny.
get that thing's name?
Damn it.
Did I thought
Jelly.
we got some form of what it was. but I
No,
don't
he
know.
said he was talking about the halls of Knox last time we talked to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he
He was
just.
I
like,
don't
"Yo,
think
I'm
he
just
had
gonna
a
chilling
name.
in these walls, bitch."
That was actually his voice.
Yeah, that was
Got
exactly.
your mom.
It's surprising you weren't there, but you know exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You guys told me all about it. It was
He
fucking
whispered
hilarious.
right in my ear, "I got your mom," like
I'm
that.
really
inside
sad.
the
Wait, you
wall.
guys just
there's
decided
two of
to
us
jump
that
down
got
that
to
hole?
go through the hole with the blood.
Thinking, I never would have done that.
so good.
Don't lie.
You guys
Right.
Hmm?
But I figure that's probably the ally that's being referenced.
Unless there's
Hmm.
something else creepy and dark in the holes,
Uh,
which is entirely possible.
well,
Did they say ally or allies?
Plural.
Plural.
Whatever that
Oh.
means.
Interesting.
we offer it a way out, and it'll probably work with us?
We do not want to offer that way out.
I'm just saying it's
No!
that's how. Okay, I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you because I'm trying to think of all solutions before
So
we.
where
get
do you
into-
want to put it when you let it out?
I don't know, but it's not going in me again because it fucking sucked.
Sorry.
Guys, look at
Flip that.
Hey, that shit. You know what,
Remove
guys?
all context.
We can do whatever we want. That shit ain't going inside of me again, okay?
It hurted last time.
It hurted last time.
Oh my god!
Makes it easier.
Welcome to Conundrum Company every
Oh.
Saturday at 6 p.m. EST.
I'm still cleaning my holes.
No!
I had to fucking Febreze that thing out of me.
So,
Skull splitter.
do we want?
Why?
Do we want to try and reach out to this thing, or are we?
I don't know how.
We could try.
I
mean,
think
I guess
only
I'm
Adam would be able
familiar
to
with
message
it.
it.
That's what I'm
But-
saying.
Yeah.
Hey, Doctor.
Bold of you to assume I have
Me
that.
as
ability.
well.
Oh wait, no, Demi met it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could.
Everyone who
Stuck
isn't
to a wall.
everyone who isn't me, Boulder, and Sunshine met it.
It was in me.
We know.
The way you said that gave me chills.
We're multiplying.
They were multiplying. Damn it!
He's
Damn
losing
it!
control.
Anyway,
My
is
bowels.
there any other useful
power of your-
information, Sunshine?
Sorry.
Is there anything else?
I'm so sorry.
Button's gone.
Button's out of the scout.
I love this game so much.
Yeah, same.
Button's fully left.
Um,
There's an ejector seat and Button dove on it.
Scratching the button as hard as they could.
I believe I touched on this, but Knox gains a certain amount of hold on those who wield Death's End immediately, but it doesn't take full sway as instantaneously as attuning. There is a short window.
Did she give you any inclination that it was something that we could revert?
No. She specifically said no.
Was it a? That was pretty aggressive. Was
Sick.
it was it a
That was my only
struggle,
no on the answer.
or was it just a time limit?
Sounded like just a time limit.
Okay.
Is this like a you have to be a really good person, or
It's like the Sword of Gryffindor.
No.
What is?
What?
You keep referencing things that I don't know what they are.
deep order
The
lore?
Kamar's just weird.
Okay, here's the thing. The implements
Sorry,
are a
Jeff.
part of Knox himself.
Yes.
So if we kill Knox, maybe you would be fine, but I cannot say that for certain. There's also a fucking chance that he could live in you
We should
if
ask
we
that.
killed him, which would suck.
Hmm. I can safely say none of us want to die, right? We're all good. We don't want to have that conversation. Baldur, should we
I
worry about
mean-
you?
I also don't want to kill you all, which seems like what would happen if I
Yeah, I
wielded
mean-
this sword.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
it's
would all certainly try to.
Sunshine just one
Make
beat
you
4
go.
hours.
yeah.
Okay, so maybe this sounds awful. Maybe it should be the person that's the least threat.
That's
So
exactly what Mortin said. Yep.
I think it would be.
Come at me, scrubs.
I mean, if
I figured it would be me.
I think if we
almost.
don't have an option to get us there, then we might we might have to humor the idea.
I think we exhaust all other options,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
For
before
sure.
we try and make that choice.
100%.
The void, would it be considered a plane of existence?
Yeah, but like a special case, probably.
A little more complicated.
I
than
would
that.
say,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Some different rules may apply. Your experience may vary.
Mortin did touch upon something critically important.
Of course I did.
Yeah, I mean, it was...
Josh, would you like to tell everyone else what it was? Because
Was it-
obviously I know.
It was the Leomund touching
It was the
in-
Leomund.
Leomund was in the
Yeah.
void with the
Oh,
blade.
yeah. Mortin couldn't say that shit.
Oh, yeah.
But Sean's been thinking it the whole time.
Yeah.
But
So, like, out of character talking about that, do we think that the blade is how he got to the void?
It for sure was.
yeah,
It cut a
But
hole
that would
into
still
the void.
recommend.
Yes.
we would
It
still have
rended
to use
space
it.
and
But
time.
that would still mean we'd have to use that blade.
Still have to use it.
That would get
Yeah.
us to Ouijas, not to Knox.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty much the only way we'd be able to get to
But
where
would we
Ouijas
have
is.
to attune
There's
to the blade?
800
Yeah.
different pathways, but they all seem to connect to that blade.
So if we're gonna
Yeah.
commit to the blade anyway, just use it for the
Go
the
door.
one
directly.
way that she mentioned without the blade was just trying to go through via the astral sea.
We have to fix that door, though.
Yes, that sounds
fix the
hard.
door, we
Sounds
gotta use
better
that
than
sword.
the sword.
Huh?
Should
Well,
we
speaking-
go to the astral sea and
Yeah,
just
speaking of the astral sea,
look
I
at the
hold
door?
up I
What's
hold
that
up a
fork?
tuning fork.
It holds the I don't know a way to. It holds the note that corresponds to the astral sea.
Makes all the sense in the world.
Why does that make sense to you? Oh, my-
Forks hold things. so
Everything's
keep up.
ebbing and flowing.
That is
Everything. It makes sense.
I
I think
love
when Mortin
Mortin.
says that, I think you all see Zahl go, "Holy, why is that true? Wow, that's profound."
I'm pretty
Not-
sure Morton's a
you know
fucking
what?
genius. I just, you know.
A philosopher in his time.
I'm going to accept
Yeah.
My mind.
that seems
Forks,
You could-
another type of vile implement.
Violin
Yeah.
implements. Episode
Violin
90 of
implements.
Conundrum Comfort.
Ah.
Conundrum Company. I got you, baby.
What are we doing?
So let's.
So we have a way to
Okay.
get to the astral sea.
One thing I gotta
Let's do
say,
it.
I could do this once a day.
Okay.
Okay.
So that means we're in the astral
We're
sea.
in the astral sea.
That's
Go
kind
sleep
of
there.
fun.
Make a harmonic hole
Let's do it.
Yeah.
in the astral sea.
Sure.
We're doing it from this room right now.
Should
Yes.
Are we fully rested?
I'm rested.
I've been rested for 5 days.
I've
been
attuned to the.
Everyone save Sunshine who has used a 4th level today.
I have used a 4th.
Is the idea to go there and immediately like fall asleep? Like go in the house and
I mean, I figured we could investigate first, and then if we need to stay there because we can't get back, we could just
do we
put
want to
the hole
break
up.
out in the morning?
We could
Just go in the morning.
go in the morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
Let's go feast for tonight.
First
Oh,
day.
the feast
Alright,
has
we can do that.
Let's go feast tonight as a celebration.
sounds fun.
There is a big one being set up in the Windward Lodge itself,
Let's do it.
or within the district here as well.
Can I have money?
Yes. Yes.
Um,
I hand everybody like a pouch of like 250 gold.
he does.
Can I have everyone's?
No. Why do you want my money?
Here you go.
Demi,
Oh.
Sunshine gives it to him.
Demi fully puts like a little extra in Morton's. Just
Fair.
I don't know how much this is.
Alright.
I leave.
Let's,
Yep.
I don't- Did you really give everybody 250 gold?
I really gave
Thank
everybody
you.
250 gold.
Adam
Thank
is
you.
frozen.
Oh, he is.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Our boy.
Want me to try to restart my camera real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a quick flick. Oh, that was fast.
Oh my god.
So cool.
Like lightning, my guy.
Very, very frightening.
Galileo.
Has
Tequila.
he said anything? Adam, speak to us.
Speak to us, Adam.
Oh no, he's gone.
Adam.
Oh no.
You better shape up.
Oh well.
'Cause I need a man.
And my heart is set on you.
Well, while this is happening, it's not putting anything out of array.
yeah.
So Everyone gets their money. I know Mortin is heading in very clearly a specific direction that Sean has devised.
Yeah.
Is anybody else splitting off or going in any directions, or are you all kind of sticking together? What's the plan?
Yeah, I think just Baldur's just going to head down to the main thoroughfare that's happening in the place that they're in.
Okay. And there is kind of, you see now that as the evening is set in, this is when the feasting actually begins. There is in this hall and restaurant space in the Windward Lodge a series of massive tables set up, and the food seems to be completely accessible. As you go outwards, there are more tables run along the street, and there seem to be people providing food in those spaces as well. As you kind of recall from the format of Needfest across all of your kind of nations, save Mortin, who has a bit more of a harvest festival, as he mentioned earlier.
This is all blasphemy.
Basically, these tables are set up that people can bring food to. And you are welcome, theoretically, at any table. People in need for Needfest may come out to those spaces and engage. It's like a city, village, town-wide potluck. And in massive cities like this, it is a time of really providing warmth and space and food to folks who are in need. In Greyhawk, or not in Greyhawk, excuse me, in Gryrak, it's particularly like a time of like giving out bread to those who are left on the streets and things like that.
Are there any people who look like they're particularly struggling to like grab anything?
Oop.
There's
our guy. Oh, hey, bud!
I threw it on my phone really quick.
Okay.
Are you having some issues? I tell you what.
No, just give me. I was just gonna reload my Discord really quick.
Okay. Perfect, wonderful. So yes, to answer your question, you have seen like true people in need across your travels. Greyhawk tends to not have so many folks in that role, especially in this space.
Mm-hmm.
There are folks who want, but there are not folks who seem to be making a living on the street, so to speak.
I think Baldur's just gonna grab food and just sort of start delivering plates to people who look like they might be hungry. He brings trays of drinks to the party and just sort of tries to like liven up the space a little bit.
I love that.
A little bit of a dancey dance.
You are able to do so, and it fits well within the atmosphere that is happening around you. A lot of folks like immediately, oh yeah, and like start loading you up with these big platters of food, and you find yourself in this like makeshift serving role, which seems to be happening across the city. There are a lot of folks you see.
Loves it.
A lot of the time, the finer the clothing, the more laden down they are with food, the less they are consuming, and the more they are giving.
Love that.
As they kind of participate in this festival. You see, there's different traditions across the continent, but this tends to be a pretty common denominator in practice as you participate.
I think Demi makes a point to perform.
Yes,
but since everywhere, but not like on a stage. I think she's like walking through where everyone is getting food and just playing songs and going along and like entertaining people. And whenever she sees people that seem more in need, she's attempting to slip money into their pockets.
Roaming minstrel. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to let you roll performance to slip money in instead of sleight of hand.
Ooh,
we're gonna,
yeah. And I'm using my liar, so my performance is at advantage.
That kicks ass. That's such a good flavor call, Josh.
That is, hold on. Oh my gosh. Big numbers.
Hold on. He's back, our boy.
Let's see.
You're good,
a 35.
It is a performance that gains a following, and people begin to pick up on what you're doing and participate along with you. And you find that as you like move from group to group, there's like a little swarm of people who are enjoying your performance and also like handing out money. As you kind of begin to make your way through. This district is a series of cascading waterfalls that run down to the lake itself. It is very wild. Just as the entire city is in a lot of ways, the buildings always tend to grow out of further buildings, but this one is very wild in a more natural sense. There is cut paths and walkways, but the forest has been let to grow up around here. Many houses, there are catwalks and walkways with tree houses positioned all over, and bridges sweeping out, these kind of like rope bridges. Very well made and maintained, but definitely a very different experience to the rest of the city as you make your way kind of through the city as this roaming minstrel, Demi, giving out coin. I'll let you negate whatever amount you want based on that.
Oh, I love
I'm 2,000 gold, friends.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah. Give it to the people.
This party is in the spirit, and I love it.
Inspired by how like the Yoski Din this is, and by their party members, Sunshine will do quick sketches of the groups that have gathered, if they seem like family or friends, and will just slip them the sketches of themselves, very like unposed.
Perfect. Do you want to roll the paint? You want to do your performance roll for that?
Paint. Ooh.
Paint.
Sorry.
Roll for paint.
Roll for paint.
Roll for paint. 24.
24. You kind of set up this like little kind of character, almost like a character booth, though it's Sunshine, so they're far more like works. No, that's not fair.
It's
Characters
very like
are works of art,
candid.
but it's a different format. Yeah, canvas based. Yeah. Beautiful, and you are able to just kind of successfully work through multiples of these. Again, there are little crowds gathering around you as you each perform your different acts of service as a part of the Need Fest, defined by yourselves as you participate.
I think Zahl would summon Ashi and would try, like, he knows that Ashi's an imp and that could be kind of a terrifying thing, but he would try to any children playing in the streets, anything
You've
like
seen imps walking around Greyhawk.
Cool,
You've seen
that's-
a Thorn Devil.
That's valid. I think then Zahl would just go and any children try to entertain children by doing minor illusion and things like that.
You do a little preemptive magic show for him.
Yeah, doing magic shows, making stuff disappear, but I think for each kid he does the classic pulling the coin from behind their ear, but then gives them the gold coin at the end of it. So they
Make
all
a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because you're using prestidigitation and you got your imp friend.
I already have advantage. I was using my.
Well, fine then. Don't take my generous advantage.
Well, I won't. That's an 18.
Bullied.
An 18? You are more than successful. Again, a crowd begins to form, especially with the younger ones who are like, imps and free money and magic? Fuck yeah.
And I think he gives away about $100 worth, or 100 gold.
$100? What currency is this? I've never had.
Gold. So one gold piece is what he can get.
And all through this time, people are also bringing you food and drink to kind of as a part of this as well. There is an exchange of, again, Needfest is mostly oriented around food, but folks bring these things out to you for you to consume. Mortin, what do you got in mind, my friend? You were the first to say you had something, and you're the last person I came to, and I'm sorry.
That's fine. I go to the component store.
Okay. It is open.
Nice.
Edwina is looking very annoyed, but there. Sorry.
This time, I'm for sure going to buy something, so don't worry about it. I walk up with 2 gem-encrusted bowls worth 1,000 gold pieces each. I put them down on the table, and I put down 500 gold, and I say, thank you.
Are you wanting the money, or what?
No, this money is mine, but I'd like to make these mine instead. So
you're looking to buy the bowls?
Yes. Go ahead
and you've put down the sufficient amount of gold? Yes. Yep. Okay. Please then take the bowls. And she takes the money from you.
All right.
You look
thank you.
Worried.
I've never really done this before.
Bought gold bowls? Or or anything?
Yeah.
I see. Happy Need Fest.
You too. This is pretty easy. I just put it in my bag and I walk out.
There's just this confused look on her face.
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Martin's new to capitalism.
Wait a minute. Did he just have a fucking
I don't know
half
if
price
that's something that Josh didn't notice, or if that's a problem with me.
Wait,
what?
No,
I said I put down 500 gold for something that cost $2,000.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome!"
You know what? fuck it, it's Needfest, and you look like this strange, slightly homeless person.
Oh,
who comes in looking a little confused.
That's fair.
No, I'm sorry, that's not fair.
No. I didn't know if you misheard me or not. That's why I was.
I fucked up.
I
I thought you were buying a 500 gold bowl, so I was like, yeah, fucking
No,
have
I bought
it.
2 that are worth 1,000.
I will say though, in the spirit of Needfest, and you're stumbling through the commerce, you get. Don't anybody else go around stores trying to get shortchange me. This is a one-timer, one-time thing because I screwed up.
Merry Christmas.
I would like to buy adamantine plate, please.
It's strange.
You do get 2 bowls, each one worth 1,000 gold pieces for 500 gold.
Hell yeah, gamer!
Happy Needfest.
Thank you, sir.
I'll give it.
Demi's gonna see what he bought later and be like,
"How did you afford that?"
I'm very good at commerce.
I love him. She would definitely just be like, "Did he steal those?
Probably.
Did he steal?
Honestly, probably.
Did he accidentally take 2?
Mortin doesn't steal on purpose.
That's true. Mortin
There's
would
a
just pick
difference. It's
something
still
up.
stealing. It's just not on purpose.
Martin, do you just kind of head back to the group after?
No, I head back to the inn and start whipping up a hero's feast, baby.
Oh!
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Okay, all of you are out doing your things, and the night continues onward. These like lights strung in the trees. It's very lit. There's a lot of joy. Eventually, you find yourself tiring and heading back towards the home. Morton, you have had more than sufficient time to whip up
as they all come in fully fed from this feasting. They come into a
I've been
fully
performing.
prepared feast.
Yes! I'm so sorry.
No, this is what I was laughing about earlier.
You guys had hors d'oeuvres, okay?
Oh, I think it'd be funny if
I
they came in
danced
full.
all off.
Baldur gorged. Are you kidding me? He hadn't
No,
had
he's
food
dead.
like
Yeah,
that in so
I think it's
long.
hilarious if they all come in full and I'm like, look what I did.
Baldur's got the
Demi
equivalent
has only
of,
been
like,
drinking, and this seems like the best idea.
Baldur
I
has-
accidentally drank my paint water.
Why did you?
Why?
I'm out.
Don't do that.
That
it's
sounds
bad
Wait,
for
someone
you.
turn off their camera so you can be DM. Hang on.
Hey,
Hey, Josh.
Oh, you were actually DM.
I was gonna say Baldur's essentially got the top button of his pants done, and his shirt is completely open. He's like, "Oh god, I couldn't even if I saw." What'd you make?
It's literally as he walked back from where he bought the bowls, he just looked at different meals that people were having. He's like, "Oh, looks good. I'll have 2 of those, 1 of those." And as he got there, it's just like pasta and fucking like breaded foods, very
Casseroles.
filling food.
Very
All
casseroles
carbs.
and everything.
Very all bad carbs. We're carbo loading for tomorrow.
Demi's been dancing and performing and drinking, so she literally is like, "Carbs, great."
Yeah, I feel 100% Zahl's been performing and doing all of this and like picking up food when he wants some, but then he's just like, right, yeah, it's gonna be better, and so just gorging like next to
Baldur's
Baldur.
the drunk guy at Denny's at 2 a.m. He's on the floor with his plate, and he's just sort of like, whenever the spirit moves him, he'll take a bite, and he'll just kind of, oh god.
Well, I didn't know
Stop
you could
eating
cook.
at this point.
No, it's so good.
I didn't know you could cook.
Me neither. Learned on my walk back.
Wow.
Oh,
You're walking
Nice.
this
from
is
where?
amazing.
Huh?
Where'd
From
you
the
walk
bowl
to?
store. I pull out the other gold bowl and I needed one of these
Oh,
for the,
wow.
magic. I just put it away.
Gotcha.
It's a
Thanks
very
again for the
expensive
money.
looking bowl.
I'm not going to ask.
Gotcha. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Anyways,
you
you
very
know-
much, Mortin.
This is so good, Mortin.
We've got
Right.
24 hours.
As you feast and merry make, a perfect way to close out the first evening of Needfest, spending time with your dear friends, celebrating the giving and kindness over good food and companionship. You kind of prepare to head in for the evening with your intent to travel to the Astral Sea tomorrow. That, my friends, is where we will end today's session.
Excuse
Love
me.
that.
On that wonderful, wholesome note of the party
Very good.
hanging out.
Oh, your maximum increases by 17 points.
Oh!
Holy
From 7 into 10.
shit!
John, can you track to make sure I remember your Heroes Feast next week? That
Yes,
you
yes,
guys
yes.
have? Perfect, beautiful. So you guys can add those
17?
temp hit points now if you'd like to.
Is it max? hit
Yeah, your
points?
max increases by
max.
17.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
Roll the 7 and a 10. Yeah.
Basically, the way I usually do it is
Amazing.
you can just put 17 in
Max
temp, and now you
modifier.
can stack on it.
You can also just
D&D
throw
Beyond
in-
allows you to
I
change
just
the
did
Yeah,
it.
I did
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
you just add max modifier, and then it. You can
Well,
just
better
put
than
17.
what I proposed. Good
You're
job.
good. Because we have Zahl's temp hit points, so that'd be...
Oh,
Yeah.
confusing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful though. That
What,
that's
we
a
have
lot of extra
11
hit
for him?
Holy shit.
You
guys
guys
have
have
11
30 extra hit points across this party.
You have that, and I have plus 17 for my
Nice.
attempt. So I'm at.
Zahl's nearly at 40 extra.
Yeah. I'm nearly at 200.
I'm at 236 hit points.
Fuck
Cold
yeah,
Jack, it is
gamers.
different to having 17 temporary hit points.
Yes, and
The
if you
temp-
do a long
can't
rest...
stack temp.
If you do a long rest, it will clear your increase to maximum if you do it in D&D Beyond, so that's good.
Nice.
It's very
Holy
powerful.
shit.
So just make
Heroes
sure you
Feast
don't
is
long rest.
Thank you, Sean. That was incredible.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you.
gamers.
Hell yeah.
No
It
problem.
can also be healed, which temp hit points cannot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, with that, my friends, thank you all. That was a wonderful session and a lot of fun. We're going to do a few quick announcements to get before we get
Hell
out of
yeah.
here. Stick with us because we'll definitely get you queued up for a raid. I see Quests and Chaos going. So,
Oh,
with that, good
our
luck.
good
This is a
friend.
good
Hell
fun.
yeah.
Jeez.
But before we do that, thank you to our partners over at Soundtail. They make those doors creak. They make other noises happen.
Sweet.
They do all kinds of cool stuff. And you can get Soundtail for yourselves to use in your home games. It's very good. It's got peer-to-peer sharing. It's got all kinds of really cool functions. You can put it on so many devices. We highly recommend you get yourself a copy of that application. Thank you, friends at Soundtail. Parker, you.
I'm here to remind you guys that we're affiliated with Found Familiar Coffee. If you'd like to taste D&D inspired coffee,
I don't know why I did that.
and you can use the code in the link in chat. We're also affiliated with Crafty Gamer. If you guys want to check out their store, my favorite thing is their immersion candle set, Aromas of Adventure. You can use the link and the code in chat. Sean?
I would like to thank all of our fantastic moderators here on the channel. You guys were killing it tonight. We have Hawkeye, Just a Singing Geek, and Obscure for the World hanging out with us, as well as our fantastic friend here, Community DM.
You truly can start skipping me during these.
I refuse to, though. So
Right.
that's the
Never!
problem with both of us. We cannot do the show without you. And we appreciate all the stuff you guys do for our stream, especially keeping up with our announcements and keeping our chat nice and friendly. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Big thumbs up to all y'all.
Woo!
And with that, guys, be back on Monday for Lore Dump Live, and then we have Off the Rails on Friday, and we'll be back to this show on Saturday. So stick with us. Bye,
Yes,
everybody.
bye, everybody.
Bye.